邪魔だ。ザコには消えてもらおうか。
私は知りたいの。だからここで立ち止まるわけにはいかない。
デュエル。
私のターン。もう力に飲まれたりしないわ。行くわ。モンスターを通常召喚。モンスター効果発動。さあモンスターを特殊召喚。モンスター効果発動。私はモンスターをシンクロ召喚。モンスター効果発動。カードをセット、カードをセット、カードをセット。私はターンを終了するわ。
じっくりいたぶってやろう。俺のターン。ドロー。飛行艇の可能性は無限だ。
Okay, alright, so we should be on. We missed the first game because I was trying to get everything settled, but hey, we're in here now. Alright, my mic is working. I did all my tests. Alright, so we're in there. So we are currently casting DLC Bandit versus the Squirtle squad. So we got Mech Lords versus Black Rose. The Synchro era is back upon us and all that good stuff. So currently, yeah, right now it looks like Priest from DLC Bandit is currently up a game. I mean, it's not like up a game, but you know what I mean. They have the first victory for the team, so that's where we're at for anyone that's wondering. And let's get to it. Let me just make sure I update the week, because it's week 3 right now. Alright.
ターンエンド。
私のターン。ドロー。手札から速攻魔法発動。
Alright, that should be everything. So we got an MST popping, the Floodgate Trap Hole. Got ourselves a level 3, got ourselves a level 7. No real need to go into a Rudy Rose play here. But we got Zeta set up. We got me waking up. Alright, we got the carrot in the graveyard. Gonna go ahead and discard a plant from the hand. Discarding the Rudy Rose Witch. Gonna special summon itself. Book of Moon is here. Gonna go ahead and flip down that carrot weight. Bringing rather the Roxors into attack mode. We're going battle phase. Is that Hypernay? What's up, homie? How you doing, friend? Let me know how the mic quality is and if it's like balanced and all that. I had to like make sure my Team War settings, or my mic settings were like adjusted for Team Wars as well, like for that scene and other terms. Let me know if it sounds good or if it's like too loud or anything like that. Alright, going to the battle phase, attacking with the Zeta, attacking into the Obligato. Which, now I realize has been a Book of Moon, so we knew it was an Obligato this whole time. Gonna go ahead and yes, so we needed to do this because otherwise Carrot would have been lethal just in itself. I wonder if like letting them synchro summon would have actually not been an issue. I wonder if we would have been more scared of them like attacking to us and maybe like waiting till battle phase and trying to flip down Zeta would have been better, unless. But then again, we might have also been scared of Yazi, right? Yeah, Yazi into float. I'm not sure if they're playing the Yang Zing variant. Regardless, summons another Obligado, allowing to go ahead and get popped. Special summoning a Granule as well as the Skeel from the deck. Gonna get to give that big old 50 burn. And next you summon into the Ouroboros. Remember Ouroboros? Just as an aside, remember that turn one play? Alright, gonna Book of Moon right back at the Zeta. Yeah, just having a built-in Book of Moon into your deck is just really nice. Alright, gonna go ahead, banish 3 from the graveyard to special summon the Triskelion. It's Triss, because you had to banish 3. That's totally it. Gonna go ahead and attack into the Rockstros. Are we threatening lethal right now? Gonna equip from the extra deck. Rerose Dragon, and that is not quite a farm, but close to it. 6,200 to 1,600. Matt checks out. Alright, Priest takes it. Man, it's so wild. Like, first we had Rose Dragon just come out and say, alright, we're buffed now, so now we're part of the meta, and now Mech Lords are becoming like much more present as well. It's like, really... It's been in a lot of meta shifts recently. But it's so interesting, like, the tools that Mech Lords specifically have to distinguish them from a lot of the other meta decks that we've just been seeing as of late. Alright, we got the next match getting set up right now. So Priest is still up. Currently going to try to set up that 10-0 sweep. And we got Art heading into the ring right now. Alright, getting started now. There's a go casting. Shadow, I didn't realize you were casting Team Wars today. We got ourselves more Mech Lords on the bottom. We got Priest versus Art with Kaitenjo up top. Alright. Looks like Mech Lords are going first. Gonna activate the skill Mech Lord Refinement. Sending the Triskelion to the graveyard. Adding the assembly from deck to the hand.
喪失を発動
Activating assembly, allowing them to go ahead and search. Getting the obligato.
モンスターを召喚
Yeah, right, Shadow? Like, Mechlords of all things, like, I know, like, it's had a little bit of, like, rogue. It's been kind of like a rogue favorite to some, but, like, really seeing it get a lot more dominance now is really nice. Especially just, like, it's not like toxic dominance, you know? Like, sure, everybody hates to get farmed, I'm sure, from attached Rudy Rose into OTK, but yeah, you deserved it. I'm saying that now. Next week I'm probably going to be like, oh my god, another Mechlord player. We got the Gigant set up, but I really like the tools it has for like consistency. Like the skill definitely carries the deck a lot now, but like I like how much synergy the Xyz pool has with it as well. All right, getting detached so we can add Weisel from deck to the hand. Like it just has the right particular things going for it, like being able to set up a spell negate, being able to set up OTK, being able to set up in extra deck Book of Moons, being able to set up limited to 1 storms that you'll always draw when you have a 27 card deck. It's really nice. Alright, so setting 2. Passing. Alright, so Ket gonna do the consistency thing as well, sending Galaxy Eyes to the graveyard to discard a Galaxy Eyes so they could basically XC summon off of 1 Galaxy Eyes. Activating the Monster Reborn, bring back 1 of the Galaxy Eyes. Are you more like a Mechlord or a Kechlord type to listen to you? It's Kechlord all the way. Let's be real here. Alright, we got some pauses. Do we have a response from Priest that we're deciding on, or are we trying to figure out how hard to commit with that Photon Dragon right now? Alright, we are gonna go ahead and overlay into the Neo Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon. Gonna negate the effects of all these face-up cards. Get a boost, I think, for Neo Galaxy Eyes as well. Or so we thought. Floodgate Trap Hole is going to go ahead and flip and be like, goodbye. But obviously, we're committing. We got a Forbidden Lands, because why wouldn't we? We go ahead and block that attack. Or block that Floodgate, rather. But, of course, if we're setting 2, it's not just 1 Floodgate Trap Hole. Setting a second Floodgate to chain to the Forbidden Lands so we could guarantee flipping down that Neo. Do we have Forbidden Lands number 2? Oh, man. Oh, no, they didn't have it. And the Neo Galaxy Eyes gets flipped down. And the 1-card XCs get stopped. Alright, normal summoning the Galaxy Wizard. Sets a card, so I'm assuming they're just going to search now with the Galaxy Wizard. Adds Galaxy 0 from the deck to the hand. Has already used the skill to XCs with just 1 Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon, so even bringing back another one next turn unfortunately won't allow them to do the same. So I'll really have to have a good top deck, unless that set card is just a bluff Galaxy Expedition that they'll be able to resolve next turn. We got the Gear Gigant X, activating to detach to search. But it's negated, even though floodgated. It didn't stop the negate. So, but we got some materials in the graveyard, which means more banish fodder. If we do play more Triskelions, or I have a way at least to recur it from the graveyard. Alright, we're refining now. Gonna use the skills, send skill to the graveyard, so we could go ahead and add the Astro, the Eradicator, from outside the deck to the hand. Such a crazy card, this trap card. Alright, gonna double back row set and going to end our turn. Alright, sets another back row, ending their turn. Priest is going to respond in the end phase with the Mech Lord Astro. Going to go ahead and return 3 back to the hand. Including the Triskelion, the Obligato. We got the Skiel as well. Alright, Obligato gets normal summoned. Are we swarming? Alright, popping so we can special summon Skiel, or yeah, Weisel rather, as well as Granule from the deck. Alright, gonna successfully make the Iron Wolf. Do we just have 2 bluffs? Alright, we're banishing 3, unless they're waiting to give that big blowout onto the Triskelion. Has that prismatic Iron Wolf, so dang. I'm gonna attach with the Iron Wolf. Any direct attacks incoming? Oof, but the moon is booked. However, Kite's not the only Lancer gamer over here. As we go ahead and activate the Forbidden Lance to protect from the Book of Moon, 2200 attack only, or so we thought. As we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna boost, and that's lethal. My God, this is just Kellyanne just like going in today. And that is game. Currently now on a 3-0 on Priest side for DLC Bandits. Also, Sanosuke, thank you so much for that raid. I hope you had a good stream, friend. I appreciate the support. It's only coming from left or right? I think I can fix that. That must just be a setting that I didn't port over when I switched to Team Wars. So let me take a look. Left, right, left, right. See, I tested it on my on my phone, so I didn't have my earphones on. I was like, oh, this sounds fine. Cope. Alright. This should be fine now, so let me know if it still sounds annoying AF. But I think it should be, like, uniform now. Lord meta, the OTK potential on this thing. We're about to get to have that 5,000 life point format back. Remember that 1 month where we just had 5,000 life points? And it didn't matter because for hires were just OTKing everything and Amazonists were just Amazonists. Those are the days. Alright, we got ourselves... Oh, nope. Right, there we go. We got ourselves a rematch. This time, Kite's going first up top. Xyz Galaxy. Those are my best days. The first cog. I still remember the days. Look at this. Gonna go ahead and send the Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon. Still has the one of Monster Born to start with. Gonna go ahead and special summon back that Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon. Yeah, I really hope we don't top that to Shuffle Reborn after this. Gonna go ahead and normal summon the Photon Galaxy Wizard, rather. Gonna be able to go ahead and use its effect to boost. So the skill we used, or the half the skill we used, was to add the Photon Lord. We're gonna actually tribute instead the Galaxy Wizard, so we can go ahead and add the Galaxy Expedition from deck to the hand. Activating the Galaxy Expedition so we can special summon from the deck another Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon. Alright. Now the question is, do we have two relevant back row to go alongside the Photon Lord that we're going to be making right now? Or is it going to be two bluffs? I mean, would it be Galaxy Zero or Shuffle Reborn, I assume? Because I figured we would possibly activate those over Monster Reborn, just because like Galaxy Zero is like more interruptible, so you'd want to use it first. And Shuffle Reborn, you want to activate that first. So I'm going to say that those two back row are actually relevant. Especially since we had to search the Galaxy Expedition. Alright, now the Priest gonna go ahead and activate skill. Gonna send the Weisel to the graveyard, adding the Assembly from the deck to the hand. Assembly gonna go ahead and activate to search a Keck Lord card. Any Typhoons of the mystical variety to negate? Gonna successfully add the Triskelion from the deck to the hand. And go ahead, normal from the Obligato. So that's gonna be the second monster in the graveyard. We can negate the Obligato. However, Photon Lord is gonna say that's not a good idea for me to let through. Gonna go ahead and negate by detaching material. Obligato gets destroyed. Now this is a once per turn effect. I mean, it doesn't matter because Mech Lords typically don't play Monster Reborn. They're typically playing Storm as their one of anyway. But burns gets the burn for 50 at the end phase. Oh, it's 3-0 Cosmic. It looks like it just did an update on the whatever side of things, but thanks for letting me know. Yeah, right now looks like Priest. It's kind of on a sweep. All right, so but let's see if that changes now because we're just passing an empty board. So we got ourselves the Tribute of the Night, which is going to special summon back the Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon. Gonna go ahead and XC summon into the Cypher Dragon. I appreciate you guys. Is that the Toria's Dominate of all time? What's up, homie? Alright, gonna rank up even further beyond into the Galaxy Eye Sultan Dragon of the full armor variety. We're gonna flux the whole extra deck. Not doing too bad, just casting some Team Wars, doing my best to wake up. And yeah, had a little bit of technical difficulties with the audio in the beginning and like getting the stream set up, but we're all set now and feeling good. Haven't had my coffee yet though, so a little match, but that's on me. Gonna pop the Keklorid Assembly, gonna go and attack for 4,000, and that is game. Squirtle Squad finally getting a game in, and Priest finally getting a loss in. Alright, Priest is like, oh, it's on now. Getting right back at the table. Alright, so we're about to get the next match set up. I'm just waiting for Konami to let me actually get in there. Alright, well, it looks like we are in there. So, let's see what Priest is going to be playing now. We got ourselves the old reliable, when the dragons are actually a rose. I see Priest is a Destiny board enjoyer. Which, you know, funny, because his name is Priest, and we got the whole Ouija board aesthetic. It's funny. It's funny to me. Alright, we got Kite going first up top again. Do we still have the full setup? TTH Book of Moon Forbidden Lands into Photon Lord one time. Go some Strum. Alright. Kite's like, I get to go first, and I have nothing to do. Let's see. What's our hand looking like? I'm trying to think of like the Bricky's hand, but there's like... Is it just like all text, nothing to trigger skill with? No, we do get skill. Any Shuffle Reborns? Use skill to send the Galaxy Eye Sultan Dragon to the graveyard so that we can go ahead and add the Photon Lord to the extra deck. Activating the Shuffle Reborn, going to be able to special summon back that Galaxy Eye Sultan Dragon onto the field. Do we lack an extra body to be able to X these off with, or do we have that? Nope, gonna go ahead and just pass on setting some back row. Activating the Shuffle Reborn, actually, never mind. Gonna maybe see if we could rip into a relevant card. Because honestly, we need to, otherwise this just gets banished, right? So gonna go set a back row, return it back to the deck to draw a card. Is this gonna be enough to extend and get value off of this Galaxy Eye Sultan Dragon, or do we lose it? Gonna have to set, and phase. During the end phase of which? Oh no, gonna have to lose. Oh my god, no! They ripped into the other Galaxy Eye Sultan Dragon and both got banished from each effect from the Shuffle Reborn. Not like this. Wow, that is so dirty. I mean, I'm gonna just say it right now. I'm assuming Art's not playing 3 Galaxy Eye Sultan Dragons, so this is just like game now, alright? Like, if Art can win this, then I think that's I don't think that's possible. I'm pretty sure you literally lost your win condition. Alright, White Rose Dragon gonna go ahead and special summon the Rock Rose Dragon, place in the graveyard after the skill. Gonna go ahead and get TTH, but I honestly don't think I'd be too worried if I was Priest right now. I'd be like, okay, I'm just gonna chill until they don't draw anything anyway. You hate to see it. Add some Blue Rose Dragon. Gonna go ahead and set a back row. Gonna set another back row. Are we going to triple back row set? Yep, we do be triple back row setting. My god, how unlucky. Shuffle Reborn, drawing into another Galaxy Eye Sultan Dragon, and having to force you to banish both. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and set another back row from Art's side. During the end phase of Arch's turn, we're gonna go ahead and activate the Basil Rose Shoot, special summon back to Rock Rose Dragon, allowing us to go ahead and add another Basil Rose Shoot from the deck to the hand. Yeah, Dar, there's just like no win con now. Like, what do? We set Galaxy Wizard and hope that it doesn't get attacked through the hyper consistent Rose Dragon boards that they can set up, and then next turn we top into, I don't know, Galaxy the level 8 one, or yeah, whatever it is, not Galaxy Wizard, Galaxy Knight or whatever, and then we normal summon it out without tributing, and then we make a rank 8, and throughout all that we don't get bothered by any monsters from the Rose Dragon side or any back row. It ain't happening. Alright, gonna go ahead and summon the White Rose Dragon. We're just gonna go ahead and allow Kiza to go ahead and special summon from the grave. We're grabbing that Blue Rose Dragon. I mean, this in itself is even lethal. Rose can't hurt you. It doesn't exist. At this point, they're gonna have to change their slogan to Brick Shuffle Reward can't hurt you. It doesn't exist. Alright, setting a back row. Going to go ahead and Synchro Summon. Using the White Rose as well as the Rock Rose, making the Black Rose Dragon. Are we just going to go for the pop, or are we just going for it lethal? White Rose Dragon going to activate. Black Rose is going to activate as well. We do be going for lethal. White Rose is going to be able to mill. If we're able to go ahead and send and then successfully activate the carrot, wait, after popping the Basil Rose, which we are, we're going to be able to just have lethal anyway. It was odd. It topped at the monster board. Or maybe they had it. I don't even know which it was, but yeah, I guess it would have been dead anyway because they already had their monster. There must have been a Shuffle Reborn topping into Monster Reborn or the following turn, because either way it would have been bricked. Alright, Basil Rose Shoot was one of the set back row, so when it was popped, going to special summon back the Black Rose, going to send to the graveyard to Rudy Rose Witch, and that is lethal. Lost the Compulse and a Book of Moon from that, so now we have more information as to what Priest is playing. You know, gotta go ahead and snipe that out for a bit. And just like that, Priest is like, no, wait, no, I'm the main character here. And takes it. Alright, so currently the score is 4-1. We're still trying to take out the boss of DLC Bandit's Priest, so let's see if it is gonna end up being just a 10-1 sweep, or if we could somehow make it to a 9-9 grand finals victory. That's what happened last turn, or last war I casted. It was like not super heavily sided towards like one team, but it was like more so towards one team, and then like by the end, it was just super neck and neck, and then just like the other team just like came around with a sweep from their final player. I was like, damn, I thought I was gonna sleep early. Go Ward up. So far we've just seen Galaxy Eyes, we've seen Mech Lords, and we've seen Rose Dragons. Now we're going to see, I presume, heroes. We got Zuya up top. Priest still on the bottom. Priest gonna go first this time. Playing the Rose Dragons. So Rose Dragon's gonna go ahead and activate skill. Gonna be able to send from the hand to the graveyard, so we can go ahead and add. Has any player ever went 10-0? I don't know, but I feel like there's had to have been at least one, right? Like, can anyone confirm? If it's 9-9, good demand a Vampire Mirror to make the final point. True! If it's 9-9 and you make me cast your whole war, it has to be a Vampire Mirror. But both Vampire players have to play Dimensional Fissure just to really increase how long it's gonna take. Go full caveman. Alright, gonna send the Rocks Rose, adding the White Rose, summoning the White Rose to special summon back the Rocks Rose, allowing us to go ahead and add a Rose Dragon card to the hand. And he shoots that Basil. We can't see anything? Damn it, I knew I was gonna finally do that. I've been so good for the first few weeks, I didn't do that once. It's fine. It's fine. It's just standard Rose Dragon play. Trust. Oh man, sorry about that. All right, going for turn 1, Sam D. Had a player go 9-1. Interesting. Will this be the season? I feel like if there was ever a time for a team to go 10-0, it probably would have been like in the earlier metas, or when like a deck was just super oppressive. And just like one player was just such a good pilot of it. I don't know. I feel like it's hard to like really go 10-0 with the diversity of matchups right now. 10-0 did happen. Thanks for confirming, Zaid. Alright, got ourselves the Vion. Gonna go ahead and normal summon. Gonna mill a hero monster. The fattest in the graveyard. One that was with Vampire. Yo, let's go. Somebody's gotta lick the VOD. I'm just gonna go ahead and spend like the next 3 hours watching that whole war. Well, I mean, if it's a 10-0, it's probably just like an hour. This is like vampires from back in like their tier 1 days. I guess so, right? Like back when we didn't even have like synchros and all that. Those are the days. I love that vampire meta. Alright, gonna go ahead and add Poly. Gonna go and use Poly from fusing from the hand the Liquid Soldier as well as the increase to make the Sunrise. Sunrise is gonna go ahead and search Miracle Fusion. Are we gonna go and save the Liquid Soldier effect for the Miracle Fusion? Yes, we are. So we get to thin our deck first. Almego can die in peace. Yeah, I always remember like the vampire meta. Like that was one of the tier 1 metas that it seemed just like people just didn't hate it. I think it's like it was such an interesting meta because we had like Destiny heroes and vampires, which were just like such opposing like tier 1 decks in general. We had a lot of like other decks and like spellbooks for tier 1 and people were happy about that. Alright, we got Miracle Fusion, gonna banish the Liquid Soldier amongst others to draw 2 and be able to discard 1. Got 2 Sunrises in here. Can we deal with the Samurai D? Setting a back row. Oh no. Oh no. Sam D. Alright. Sam D gets destroyed. That's the nice thing about having double like Sunriser. Even though like Sam D negates the boost that 1 provides, then the second Sunrise will at least still guarantee that both Sunriser still be able to beat over Samurai Destroyer. So like even though Sam D is like on the surface a counter to Sunrise, it really isn't when you have like the typical setup that heroes can get. So destroying the Samurai Destroyer successfully. Vion's gonna attack directly, but Basil Rose Shoot's gonna go ahead and say not quite, as they special summon from the hand the Blue Rose Dragon. Blue Rose Dragon gonna go ahead and float into the World Carrot, the Carrot Weight Champion. I made a vampire and Clock Tower hero, but love Vamps most of the time. Man, I hate how like every time Vamps come back, Clock Tower, like Destiny heroes come back in some way to like say no, we're gonna pierce you with Drill Dark. Wow, the Mad Lad, another Basil Rose Shoot. popping with the Sunrise, the Basil Rose shoot, and it's not a... They can use both effects in the same turn, so I was able to use one Basil Rose shoot. Before, it was clever too, before the Vion activated their effect. I mean, it wouldn't have mattered really, but was able to float into the Roxrose. Roxrose was able to go ahead and add the Rudy Rose Witch. So, knowing that the Carrot Wave's just going to come back, redirect the attack to the Roxrose, and that is the end of Hero's turn. Ooh, I hope there's a chalice back there or something, because we're about to go into level 7 Synchro. As we summon that Roxrose Dragon, being able to search for the third Basil Rose shoot. Buka of the Muna. Are we lancing? Alright, the book successfully goes through, flipping down, preventing a level 7 Synchro play for now. But we have the Basil Rose shoot, so the Synchro play is pretty much guaranteed. Really awkward place in general, just because unless there's 2 Book of Moon, which would be cracked from the hero side, because we can't book the non-tuner. I mean, it wouldn't matter anyway, because even if we could book the carrot, the Basil Rose shoot would just be able to book special summon a non-tuner anyway, but has the Book of Moon ×2. Able to stop both tuners and keep their board. So Priest's going to go ahead and set a back row and end their turn. It was nice when Empire Scarlet came out. You can make a free-to-play account. It is 50% off that box. I know. If I would like Whirlwind, I would just like go ahead and pull for that box just to get myself like as many prismatic vampire vamps as I could. If Konami would let us, the one vampire they should have made higher rarity just so we could get it prismatic. That box was so like generous though in terms of like how accessible it was, and like a lot of like the techs were like you'd see a lot of players depending on what part of the meta was playing like Sphere, of course like TTH, but you should have TTH, but also like Econ. Like I feel like tech wise it was pretty accessible. Alright, going straight into battle phase. Vion gonna attack into the carrot. Sunrise gonna go ahead and trigger to pop the Roxrose Dragon. Are we going for lethal? The Sunrise is going to go ahead and attack into the set monster. The editors... Ooh, no. We are going to go ahead and... Oh, wait, never mind. It's a hard once per turn for the pop effect anyway, so even 2 copies doesn't matter. So we're going to go ahead and book one of them Sunrisers, and then going to get that... Roxrose destroyed. Alright, back down to the Rose Dragons. We do note that they have themselves a Roxrose in hand, they added, but they have all of their Basil Rose shoots in the graveyard. They already have the White Rose Dragon. Spell of Roses is going to activate. I'm going to send that Roxrose Dragon to the graveyard. Going to get to add. Alright. Summons White Rose Dragon, special summoning back the Roxrose Dragon. Alright, is going to be able to go ahead, search the Blue Rose Dragon, and now we have an uninterrupted level 7 Synchro play. And Roxrose Dragon is just really good for this deck. Like, even being able to float into, or rather, like, grab a Roxrose Dragon back to the hand, like, when you have another, like, Rose Dragon or plant destroyed, is, like, super, like, good just to, like, keep the, like, card advantage game. I mean, Heroes put in a lot of pressure here, but, like, having to, like, use 2 books just to not get Black Rose, only to, like, potentially get Black Rose again anyway. They are lucky, though, that, like, there's no, like, there's no threat of the Basil Rose shoot being set, so, like, the fact that all 3 are out of the way now means that this isn't going to be guaranteed lethal just yet. Going to go into the Black Rose Dragon. Popping the board. Gonna go ahead. World Carry Weight, Carrot Weight, Heavyweight, I don't know, some champion. Gonna discard a Rudy Rose Witch, a special summon. Does not attack, doesn't want to trigger a skill. Okay, so that's going to be the end of Priest's turn. Let's see, what does Jaden usually play? Is it a hero-specific skill? Are they playing like the Super Poly skill, or are they playing, what is it, Master Fusion? I'm so sorry, Elliot. I didn't mean to do it to you. Alright, we got the Fusion Substitute in the grave. Gonna be able to go ahead and return the Sunrise back to the deck to draw a card. This do be, in fact, a Team War stream. I mean, I hope so, man. The right channel. That's right, baby. We dropping Master Duels. It's Duel Links time. Is it a late for you to stream? You think I stayed up the whole night? How did you know? The Fusion Substitute is really nice for the file up here. Alright, so got the Fetties. Gonna go ahead and discard Stratos. Look at that thick boy. You can't actually see it. I just realized the overlay is blocking it. Alright, gonna spend some of the Fetties in attack mode, allowing us to go ahead and place the spell trap zone to increase. So we still have a Vion in the deck to special summon. Attributing the Fetties to special summon, increase. True. How you doing, Xyz? Mr. Xyz. Alright, what are we special summoning? We got ourselves the Vion. Vion gonna be able to send on summon. Is this a Liquid Soldier send? It's a fair send. Any other Liquid Soldiers in the grave? Not yet, but still 2 cards in the hand. Do we play double Poly here? Gonna go ahead and normal summon Stratos. Stratos gonna be able to add another Stratos from the deck to the hand. Do we have a second Poly? No, we don't. Are we just gassed out here? I think most of the time... I've seen some lists run 2 Polys, but is it mostly 1 Poly for like standard hero builds? There's no way of getting Vion from any like dream ticket, right? I forget if it's like an R rarity card in the Destiny Hero structure deck, or... Wow, this is... Talk about simplified game states. Gonna go ahead and normal summon the Blue Rose Dragon, set a back row, and we're going main deck beatdown. Character weight gonna go ahead and attack into the increase. I'm surprised we didn't attack into the Stratos while keeping increase. Oh wait, no, never mind, because there's already another increase on in the graveyard, right? Wait, no, there isn't, because yeah, the increase was banished, so we could have attacked into the Stratos, deal the 100, just cause, while getting rid of the Stratos, and we wouldn't have to worry about increase coming back. We could have killed the Vion and just left increase to its own devices. It's fair to just buy it. Well, I mean, the point is, like, a lot of people just have a hard line of, like, actually, like, purchasing, like, spending money on structure decks or anything. So, like, it's kind of like the whole Cosmo Brain thing, where it was also low rarity. But I think there was a dream ticket where you could get Cosmo Brain, so I think that means you could do the same thing with the... with Vion as well if you chose to. Alright, so we have Rhoda gonna go ahead and I guess search. What was it? Was it the Liquid Soldier search? Yeah, Liquid Soldier into summoning Stratos. Stratos special summon gonna force the pop, to which they're gonna Priest is gonna respond with Econ Take to prevent OTK. Is this a like, is there a rank 4 to be had here? Alright, Priest is actually on the defensive here. Gonna go ahead and set a back row, set a monster, and end their turn. Do we have the Sin of the Malevolence? This is gonna help protect a little bit, but at the same time, like, there's a lot of aggression that Razuya has, despite the lack of fusion monsters. Yo, is that Welcome back, Fred. Just going to pass. Not even going to attack into this face-down monster. Okay, understandable. Understandable. I guess we really do be just waiting for Miracle Fusion top deck. So Priest's going to send another back row. Are we just going... I mean, who's going to deck out first? We got... Heroes are actually closest to deck out. But they do have themselves the Miracle Fusion. Is it going to be worth it, though, with the second back row that they have to worry about? We don't know what skill Razuya is playing right now, but I'm assuming there's no Xyz monsters in here. I don't know though. Gonna be able to fuse off the Liquid Soldier as well as the Stratos to summon the Sunrise, being able to draw 2, discard 1. Well, first gonna go ahead. Interesting. Do we have any more? Wait a minute. We don't have Liquid Soldier in the graveyard. Okay, we probably just chose not to use Liquid Soldier's effect because we have 3 cards left in the deck. That makes sense. I was going to say, like, you're not going to get to draw 2, said what, but we already had Miracle Fusion anyway. I thought we were going to try to summon it. Oh, no! Has to fuse the Sunrise off to make the Shining. Was this worth? Because we can make room and then summon Stratos. Wouldn't we want to summon Stratos first, though? And then use the Miracle Fusion afterwards? Double compulsory evacuation device. Any evacuations? Bouncing both fusion monsters back to the deck. I don't think heroes can clear this board in time to not deck out. I think that before using the second Miracle Fusion, they could have normal summoned Stratos to get rid of the back row. And then they could have gone ahead and used Miracle Fusion afterwards. Like, the second Compulse would have been forced to either just not activate or bounce Stratos. And having the pressure of the second Fusion monster summon afterwards would have been really strong. Alright. Shadows just goes for it, destroying another Blue Rose. Just going to allow Blue Rose to summon back the Black Rose. And I think that do be all they wrote. Double selection box. Double paywall one time. That was payback for the double Book of Moon last game. When the dragon is rude. Actually, it might have been the same game now that I think about it. Wow. Okay, dude. Sure. Understandable. Doesn't even bother activating the Stygian Dirge. Man, it's just like, whatever, dude. Just kill me. Just please kill me. Alright, attacks for turn 200 after banishing everything and popping the field, because we'll summon off of Black Arrow's Dragon. Gonna set a back arrow, attacking for turn 200, ending their turn. Hero's gonna go ahead and summon their last pathetic card, but it's not that pathetic. Normal summoning Liquid Soldier, so then special summon the Stratos. Stratos is gonna be able to force out that back row. Is that the third Compulse? Show it to me, baby. It's just a Book of Moon, okay? I mean, it's just a Book of Moon. That's still pretty good. If that's a third Miracle Fusion in there, though, this would be pretty cracked. But even, yeah, because third Miracle Fusion could still make a Sunrise here. But, oh no, they already had all 3 Miracle Fusions in play. No! Setting a back row, ending their turn. Back down to Priest. Gonna go ahead and summon the Relax Rose. Why no Dirge? Generally feel like they just are so gassed out, they just don't even care. Unless they forgot about Rudy Rose's second effect. I don't know if there's like any other like fusion they could have played, because they didn't search with Vaya. They already went through all 3 Miracle Fusions, so there was no other like, I'm pretty sure there was no other fusion play they could make. And unless they actually are like able to access a Malevolent Sin, for example, that would, even then, that would just be a temporary solution anyway. I mean, if you could Malevolent Sin, I guess then you would Stygian Dirge. But even then, I'm pretty sure that wasn't the case. So I think they just probably realized there was no point. But it could have also just been they forgot about the pop. So, once again, Priest takes it. Currently 5-1. That was a long game, I feel like. I mean, both were about to deck out. Sorry, heroes were about to deck out. Alright, we got ourselves the next game. Here's a very... No Wall of D. SMH. They're sleeping on this hot new tech. Man, I can't wait till progression series when we get Wall of D. The meta truly becomes disgusting. Alright, Priest going first yet again. Versus 30 card Mech Lords. Alright, gonna use skill. Gonna send the blue rose to the graveyard to add the rocks rose. Rocks rose gonna get the summon to add the basil rose shoot from deck to the hand. Priest, you're supposed to save people, not destroy them. The priest banishes them to hell. It's fine. Lord checks out. All right, gonna search the basil rose shoot. Gonna go ahead and double back row set and end their turn. Meanwhile, we got the MechLord Assembly up top. Gonna get to search. Any typhoons? I'm no longer human. So why does my heart hurt? Your heart hurts because you've given so much to the MechLords and you've seen your little baby grow up, Steven. You're proud parents. Your deck has finally become tier 1, and yet you still play it better than the rest. How you doing, Freshie? But we're gonna see what Razuyu could show for us. So we got the Obligado normal summon into the Compulse, but we got the Forbidden Lance. Alright, this is what I call a gamer moment. Gonna protect the Obligato. Yeah, the amount of advantage or pressure that this, like, Triskelion could have. Granted, they have to set up Triskelion. But let's see. They're going to be able to go ahead and summon 2 more. They're going to have to get 2 more into the graveyard. They can get Gargant X search for Triskelion, but can they get materials? They're going to go ahead and chain the effect of the Weisel to summon. They all doubted. Who's doubting now? We aren't worthy. All hail the Lord of Mechs, Stephen Freshie the Conqueror. Alright, summoning the Weisel. It would be wise for Rose Dragons to take the L. Into the Gear Gigant. Gigant is going to be able to detach, so go ahead and search. Weisel's the only one that can attack right now. If only Trisk was a target roll with effects, yeah. That would be so much. Gonna get to add the Soul Absorption from deck to the hand, so we got ourselves some interaction as well. So currently got 2 MechLords in the graveyard. So next turn is going to be pretty scary. However, I think we gotta get this off the field, which we can pretty easily now. Alright, Weisel gonna attack into the Roxrose Dragon. Burn for that extra 50 because we're worth it. And that's gonna be the end of MechLord's turn. Stainless Steel Slash! Buka! Gonna force out the spell negate. We're, of course, going to activate it. We're, of course, going to activate it. So now, we're going to be free to use the Basil Rose Shoot without fear of the Weisel. Oh man, I'm sorry I wasn't able to cast. I'm so excited that I'll be able to like cast one of your teams' games, Steven. Hopefully I'll be able to get a chance in one of the coming weeks. If not, hopefully playoffs. Basil Rose Shoot, gonna go ahead and activate. Gonna special summon from the defense position of the face down. What did I just say? From the graveyard. Guys, I didn't have my coffee, trust. The Roxrose Dragon from the graveyard, so we could go ahead and add another Basil Rose Shoot from deck to the hand. Yo, 50 cent. What did book target? It targeted the... I'm pretty sure targeted the Weasel, right? Let me make sure, though. Yeah, it did target the Weasel. Weisel, sorry. Forcing out the Weisel negate, basically. Alright, gonna go and... summon the character rate, threatening a level 7 Synchro, so Soul Absorption gonna activate from the hand to send to the graveyard that Weisel to special summon itself. Any absorbers? Get stealing. Oh, I thought it sold. Never mind. Oh, it just can't attack? Oh, when a card or effect is activated that would destroy a card on the field, you tribute this card to gate the activation if you do destroy that card. Oh, that stonks. You get to hopefully protect your Gear Gigant. I think now you have to just like deal with the Gear Gigant. That's like the priority here. Okay, so goes into the Samurai Destroyer. Damn, Soul Absorption is cracked, actually. Being able to search it off and have it like set up along with a Weisel, that's actually like sonks. Alright, gonna go ahead and send the Rudy Rose Witch to the graveyard to summon back that carried weight champion. Gonna go ahead and set a back row, go into the battle phase. I'm not coaching. Goes and attacks into the Mech Lord Emperor Synchro Absorption. Do we get punished? Or is this a way to force the Triskelion into play and then just deal with it with whatever that back row is? That back row is guaranteed Basil Rose shoot, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm pretty sure this is lethal. Yeah, like, we summoned the carried weight champion here, even though, like, we can't do anything. I mean, regardless, we just get, like, we would get, like, rank forward into Triskelion anyway, but damn, this is just super game now. Like, at least with the Samurai Destroyer, Triskelion wouldn't be able to have its effect, like, boost to 1,000,000. Ladam, YGO, thank you so much for the raid, homies. I appreciate it. I hope the cast is good today. Yeah, it wouldn't matter anyway, because it had the ability to go to Obligato, but we didn't know that. Alright, adds the Triskelion off the Gear Gigant. Makes the Dreadnoid. Did they... You know that this is a Basil Rose shoot, right? Gonna go ahead and manage to read some Triskelion. Yeah, even if we didn't summon the carrot weight. Well, without the carrot weight though, Samurai Destroyer would get destroyed by the Triskelion. And then Basil Rose shoot. But don't we have a rank 4 that allows us to direct attack? Hello, Mini Isaac! Attacking into Samurai Destroyer, not attacking into the carrot weight. What a friendly person. They don't want me to nap. They don't want this duel to end early. They're making me sit through this whole grind game. Alright, does not take advantage, decides to be kind and not punish the carrot weight in attack mode. Oh, damn. Had a free Rudy Rose Witch to steal, by the way. Or Rudy Rose Dragon, rather, to steal. But just says, you know what? Nah. I want to show you the way. I want to rank up into my Zeus, but at home. Ranking up afterwards into the Super Quantum Mech King Magnus. And ending their turn. This is just... I'm just convinced this is BM. Alright, we got the Blue Rose Dragon getting sent to the graveyard for skin into the White Rose Dragon. Alright, normal summon the White Rose, a special summon back that Rocks Rose. Alright, Quantal is gonna go ahead and detach. Spin back that Rocks Rose. This is totally a BM. No Rocks Rose in the graveyard now, so unless we have one in the hand. So they at work today, so gonna watch stream until it gets busy. Hopefully it doesn't get too busy, but hopefully it also, the time passes quickly as well. How you doing, Makura? If he gets punished for this misplay, imagine if there's gonna be another Rocks Rose. Has the Rocks Rose! Let's go! Oh my god. Alright, I mean, I think McLaurin is still in a dominant position, but wow. Black Rose Dragon. Gonna pop the board. Wow, dude. Why did you just why did you just attack into the Karen? Priest was asking to lose. When the mech lords are refined. Mech Lord Assembly? How many obligatos? I think we only went through 2 now, right? So this should still be game. Yeah. Has the second Triskelion, so now we know that they play 2. At least. Banishing 3. And, I mean, yeah. Rozuya, it's punished, but not really, because even through a Black Rose, they'd still be able to, like, guarantee pretty much follow-up. So, Triskelion into stealing from the extra deck. 3 rows into a farm. Said, nah, I'm not going to take the easy way out from this one.
貴様らは虫けらのように地べたを這いずりながら恐怖におののき走り回ればそれでいいのだ。
Just like that, Priest finally gets knocked out. Now it's currently 5-2. Swan and higher duels, that's been true. You get gems. You get at least 10 gems from doing the whole like duel room thing. Konami has partnered up with Team Wars and all the competitive tournaments and leagues that we got going on here. Konami has really changed their way of thinking and they've embraced the community. They care about us. Alright, looks like we got Frost entering the scene. Yeah, I mean, that last game was definitely BM, because there's no way that, like, we're not playing heavy armored trained Iron Wolf, right? So, like, even without the carrot on the field, that still would have been game through, like, the Samurai Destroyer, just because of, like, the Iron Wolf. Alright, next game, let me go ahead and make sure you guys could actually see it. What they had to do though is they had to kill the Gigantex, the Rose Dragon player, to at least make it so that it wasn't going to be a confirmed Iron Wolf into Triskelion OTK. Alright, going back to Galaxies now. Gonna go ahead and put the Photon Lord in the deck. Gonna shuffle Reborn into Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon. Activate the Galaxy Expedition. We're expediting. Look at this. Galaxy Eyes with combo. You'll love to see it. Gonna go ahead and make that Photon Lord in defense mode. We set in. Use a lot of farm damage directly, pretty much. Well, the priest finally lost, but he was on a mission. Oh snap, we have to go on stage now. They were all just like out here watching their Pokemon on like Toonami. having their Cheerios, their flavored Cheerios. Priest had to lose. Alright, Mechlord skill gonna activate. Gonna go ahead and add the Mechlord assembly. Gonna activate the Buka. Say your negate isn't going to hate. However, the Lord is going to go ahead and activate to add a Galaxy or Photon card from deck to the hand beforehand. Adding Galaxy 0 from deck to the hand, so we do have follow-up. Alright, normal summoning the Obligato. Obligato is going to go ahead and be able to pop, so we can successfully summon 2 monsters. I still haven't pulled that Galaxy Expedition. I've been trying to pull for my 3rd gold driver, even though Metaphors isn't even meta. Badge. Alright, summoning the Skill, not Skill, the... Oh yeah, Skill, and the Granil. The rank 4 is here. When the Gigant is on X. Gonna go ahead and attach the skills. Go ahead and add a machine. Adding the Soul Absorption from deck to the hand, or just Synchro Absorption, sorry. Alright. Already has the Triskelion now. Gonna go ahead and just say, screw it. We're going for OTK. Wait, no, it's not OTK, never mind, because we have to beat over the Photon Lord with the Triskelion, because 3000 defense. So gonna equip the Neo Galaxy Eyes Sultan Dragon to have 7500 attack. Gonna attack for 2300, and that is going to be the end of their turn. Burning for 50 more just cause we got it. Alright, gonna go ahead and activate Galaxy Cyclone, popping the Compulse. Man, the fact that that skill for Mechlord sets up that 3rd monster so easily for Triskelion summons, even on turn 2, is really, really nice. Alright, Xyz Galaxy is here. Gonna go ahead and be able to send another Galaxy Eyes to Galaxy Monster rather to the graveyard, and send another Galaxy card to the graveyard from the hand to Xyz summon using just 1 Photon Dragon. However, this is gonna be really difficult because our... I mean, no, never mind. It's not gonna be that difficult, but... the easiest out was gonna be like the 1 card Neo Galaxy Eyes Sultan Dragon to negate, but they stole it from us. So we're gonna go. We have other ways of dealing with it though. Alright, Galaxy 0 gonna go ahead and activate to summon back the Galaxy Eyes Sultan Dragon. We could Xyz off of just that 1 card. Crafting, guarantee pulls after 100 to 180 tries. 100% true. Alright, Shuffle Reborn gonna go ahead and send that Galaxy 0 back to the deck so we could draw a card. Getting as much value as we can before we overlay. Summoning the full armor Photon Dragon. Alright. We got some pausing here. Is this Synchro Absorption deciding whether it wants to get starting? I'm losing evac hurt? Yeah, that like Galaxy Cyclone was very clutch. Remember when we had searchable Galaxy Cyclone and now we just don't even care? We'll just draw it. Dimensional Fissure. says you are not getting any follow-up Triskelions. No way. No way. And at that point, they say, "All right, I'm gonna need you to calm down." So chains to the dimensional fissure before it resolves to summon the synchro absorption by using that Triskelion as cause, so that Triskelion does get to go to the graveyard because the dimensional fissure has not resolved yet. And synchro absorption makes it so that this can't attack now, but that's okay because we could just rank up into Cypher Blade anyway. Gonna go ahead and set a back row. Are we gonna respect the Gear Gigant this time? We are gonna respect the Gear Gigant. Destroying the Gear Gigant. Still gonna be able to get the Xyz material from Gear Gigant into the graveyard, so that's 2 in the graveyard. Alright, back to Mech Lords. Gonna go ahead and set a back row. Gonna go put the Soul Absorption, or Synchro Absorption in attack mode. Gonna attack into the Cypher Blade. Is this a epic Forbidden Lance moment? It's an epic Forbidden Lance moment. Just 100 over. Getting rid of that Cypher Dragon. And taking back tempo. Now, let's see. Does have the full armor master. Does have like rank 8s in general to be able to like bring back off Monster Born because they were sent there to Tasha's Xyz material. So if we have a revival spell, Frost could still be back in here. First gonna activate Galaxy Cyclone to pop that Mech Lord Assembly because stonks. Activates Galaxy 0. Still in there. Brings back the full armor Photon Dragon. When the slash is stainless steel. Going to summon the Cypher Blade. You're gonna have to, right? Because like you can't attack with the Galaxy 0. No, like Shuffle Reborn in the graveyard. So going to the battle phase, going to attack into... Oh man, there's no way this is another Forbidden Lance, right? There's no way. They would have said another one. It's double Forbidden Lance! Wow, dude! Wow! Dude! Dude! Wow, dude! Wow, dude! And that is game. Mech Lords taking it. Saying, I don't need my graveyard anymore. I've done what I needed to do. Alright, looks like DLC Bandit's currently fighting to come back. Let's see if they can make it. Now it's 5-3. Looks like we got ourselves our next repeat. Man, had 2 Forbidden Lance, which means the previous turn they had one of those Forbidden Lance. I'm so surprised they didn't even bother using it. But I guess they didn't want to have it pop by, like, full armor. Which makes sense, yeah. That makes sense. Or not full armor, Cypher Blade. Alright, Mech Lord's going first again. Notice we just built different. What's up, ZDH? How you doing, homie? Alright. Gonna go ahead and center graveyard. That's skill to go ahead and add the Mechlord Assembly. Mechlord Assembly going to allow him to add the Obligato. I need deployers. Normal summoning the Obligato to be able to go ahead and destroy it. Special summon 2 Mechlords from the deck. Summoning the Granule as well as the skill. Obligato going to be like, hey, guess who's going to get burned for 50, my guy? Has anyone played Metroid Dread? Because, like, this song feels almost like note for note like it's from an area in Metroid Dread. Maybe not note for note. You know, like figuratively, not literally. You know what I mean? So I just need a Galaxy Eyes player named Frost. That's one of my friends' usernames, and they like Galaxy, Photon, and Kite. Yo, is your friend on Team Wars? I think you need to see if your friend has a secret that they're keeping from you. I mean, of course her name is Frost, because Galaxy Eyes is a pretty cool archetype. Gigagon X gonna get summoned in attack mode. Gonna attach to Granny to be able to go ahead and search a low 4 lower machine. Adding the Weasel. It's him confirmed. And go ahead, use assembly to pop the Gigagon X. So we can go ahead and use the effect of the Weasel in response to that destruction to special summon itself. Get assembling. I mean, of course the music's the same. Metroid Dread is basically mech lords, I forgot what you call them now, but the 7 little like robots, they're basically just mech lords. Burning for 50, gonna set a back row and going to end their turn. So trying to set up a spell negate to hope that there's just one spell that's like necessary to negate for this whole strategy to fall apart. So let's see if that'll be the case. Galaxy Wizard are gonna get normal summoned, going to be able to attribute itself so we could add a Galaxy spell or trap from deck to the hand. Or like a card that listed, basically. How is it worded? Add 1 Galaxy card from your deck to the hand. Hey, you're just like, can add a monster technically. Gonna use Xyz's Galaxy after grabbing the Galaxy Zero, sending to the graveyard the Photon Dragon. Which half the skill are we gonna be using here? Going to add the Photon Lord. When the fissure is dimensional. I'm assuming in general we wouldn't want to activate the dimensional fissure first, but we're kind of hard coping to force out the Weasel negate first, but does not fall for it. So the Weasel actually might have been enough to defend against the turn 2 sack that Galaxy Eyes are known for. Yeah, Mirzui about to reverse sweep this whole war. When the refines are mech lords. Alright, so we're gonna send the Triskelion. Says, I'm a skill, I don't care about your dimensional fissure. Adding the Mechlord Astro the Eradicator from deck to the hand. So, decides not to go ahead and summon the Triskelion because they know that they can't attack with it anyway with the Weasel on the field. So, gonna go ahead and set, I believe. No, they didn't even set because they don't have room to. So, just goes ahead and attacks for 2500 and ends their turn. I'm surprised they used skill there. Let's see. When the trap gets used, we go 1, 2, 3. That'll leave That will leave 3 Mechlord cards to banish for Triskelion still, even through like Dimensional Fissure. The only problem is just like the lack of space to be able to use the trap. Alright. Backed out to Frost. Gonna go ahead and activate the Galaxy Zero. We're gonna assume that was their only revival spell last turn. Because like, does this negate the activation? You can negate the activation if you destroy it, which means like Galaxy Zero can be activated again. Do we have the second Galaxy Zero? Going to go to the Galaxy Wizard. If it's them, they better not let me down. They better not. Come on, Frost. McCur's watching. Gonna go ahead and make the Galaxy Wizard level 8. Activating the Galaxy Expedition to special summon Galaxy Monster from the deck. Summoning a Photon Dragon. Galaxy Eyes are able to clear the Weisel, but aren't able to finish out this duel, then this honestly might be game from Razuya, because they will still have enough. Well, not next turn, because they weren't able to set the trap, right? I'm wondering if sending to the graveyard to Triskelion was worth it. Oh wait, no, they did set the trap. What's their extra card then? For some reason, this whole time I thought they were like down to 1 card when they drew. I guess not. I'm just a PP guy. All right, so one of their cards is the trap confirmed then. So I guess there was no reason not to Triskelion then, I guess, or like to send Triskelion to get the value of having the trap and all that. Goes into the Photon Lord, but the bottomless trap hole says fall into a bottomless pit. Do we have the Forbidden Lance to steal this game right now? Alright, we have some kind of pause. It could just be from Razuya. Oh man! Oh man! That's right! It has that effect! Because it banishes, but it destroys first. If this card has a Photon card as material, it cannot be destroyed by card effects! Oh man! Get baited! Let's go! We rank up into the full armor Photon Dragon. And just like that, we destroy the Weisel. Mechlord Assembly is gonna be like, goodbye, Dimensional Shitter. To which we say, goodbye, you. Oh wait, no, they're ranking up even further beyond. What are we doing? What are you doing? Wait, what are they doing? Why would you? You knew what the card was. I didn't, but you knew. Why didn't you attack? I mean, this could special summon, right? Okay, never mind. That's right. I forgot that this could special summon as well. Okay, that makes sense. Or special summon them, ignoring their summoning conditions. This card is insane. Oh, that's so sad. Alright, yeah, that makes sense. I forgot that this could special summon. I just managed the full armor. Yeah, probably just didn't realize that that the Photon Lord has that protection effect. MST into the TTH. They were like, alright, TTH will surely protect me. Oh, man. But just like that, Mechlord's gonna summon Obligado. Gonna go ahead and summon 2 Mechlords from the deck. Yo, some Gian! Recover 3 leg harpies. Yeah, without even needing to discard. I mean, technically you do have to discard to get the card, but it sets up the effect in the first place. Alright, something to Triskelion, making the heavy armor train. Alright, any farmers in the chat? Gonna set a back row. Gonna go ahead and attack. And that is game. Yeah, I guess there was like no way to win that duel, especially with that MST. Like the only way I could think about would have been maybe like if I think like maybe the play might have been to attack directly for 4,000 and force the trap to special summon, because then we'd be able to like at least not have to worry about the Triskelion being summoned from the hand the following turn, and then even like in response to the MST you just go in TTH and cope. But I mean, that's not to say that Mechlord still wouldn't be able to go ahead and like sack through that. So Rozuya takes it. It's actually a war. It's now currently 5-4. Still in DLC Bandit's favor, but not too far now. If you win, you not misplayed. Actually true. Actually true. Yeah, unless I'm like misreading like the matchup in general, I feel like the play there, and like y'all could correct me if I'm wrong, I feel like the play there was just to attack with the full armor to try to threaten lethal, force out the trap to special summon from the graveyard, so that at least that forces the monsters on the field, and you could deal. You don't have to like worry about the Triskelion at that point, and then you still have TTH for the follow up. Like I feel like they had to just go and threaten lethal. Alright, now we got Kapeep. Or Kakeep, sorry. I am bad with reading. We got some more Rose. So basically, the 4 decks we've really been seeing today have been Mechlords, Rose Dragons, 1 hero player, and I believe 2 or 3 kites. So 2 or 3 photons. So more photons than expected, but Mechlord's definitely taking a lot of representation today. Yo, who's that? What's up, Eli? How you doing, Obi? Remember last time when I was like, Eli, Ali, etc.? Alright, Mechlord's going first yet again. Gonna send the Triskelion. Loves to just have the Triskelion in hand. So we can add the assembly, so we can add the Mechlord army deployer Obligato from the deck to the hand to then summon and pop the Obligato to go ahead and summon 2. TH is one of the shittiest cards in the selection box. Yeah, BTH definitely has seen play, but hasn't really been like the overly represented staple that like other like Book of Moon was, for example. I think Fire Down is just because like Floodgate Trap Hole and Bottomless Trap Hole kind of end up like being compared to each other in the same vein, and just throughout many metas, like the ability to like change the course of like an opponent's turn by just like a very well timed Floodgate Trap Hole, keeping a monster permanently flip face down, can be really powerful to like swing the tide of the duel. Bottomless still has a really strong effect. It's just like in that situation, if like Rozuya just saved the Bottomless for the full armor, they would have been chilling. It's just they didn't know about the Photo Lord's effect. I forgot about that effect too, honestly. So, alright, we got 2 back row set from Mechlords into the Bottomless in response to the Rocks Rose summon. So we did skill into the Ecod take. Is it still going to be enough though? Into the Basil Rose shoot. Going to be able to then special summon back that Rock Rose. The Mad Lad played around Bottomless. Very well played. So sent to the graveyard the thingy, the Blue Rose, added the White Rose to summon it. I believe they added a White Rose, yeah. No, they added Rock Rose. Had the White Rose already. So now we have 1 back row left to do it. This is going to be a big old sack. Rozuya 3-1. Never mind. Wait, no, yeah. Rozuya is 3-1. Yeah. This is 100% a Metroid Dread song. Alright, we got the Secret Summon. Any Zetas? Now we're going for the Yahtzee. White Rose is going to be able to go ahead and send Bottomless Trap Hole. How going to be able to go ahead and get rid of the Yahtzee and banish it. However, we do get to send to the graveyard. The world can't wait. But unfortunately are not able to go and summon it. However, is able to set 2 back row, attack for 2300, and end their turn. Back up to Nozuya. Honestly, Mechlords have been kind of performing well, at least in this war. But yeah, a lot of, pretty much like so much Rose Dragon representation. Alright, detaching with the Gigagon to add the Sacred Absorption. Norm summoning the Obligato. Popping the Obligato. It's a special summon too. Why no float? So they're not playing any Yangzing monsters to be able to float off of. So I'm guessing this is more just like a pure Rose Dragon build. Alright, gonna go ahead and Exy summon into the Dreadnoid. Vanishing 3 just always has Triskelion in hand. That's Triskelion number 2. Summons it. However, Bottomless Trap Hole says, you bottomless me, I bottomless D. Mechlord Refinement gonna go ahead and activate. Do we still have a Triskelion in the graveyard? We do. Triskelion and Obligato. So make sure that with the trap card, it's still gonna be able to go ahead and grab back. This is still threatening lethal, and now we know that there's no TTH live anymore. Now, Rockstrow's Dragon. Did Rockstrow's Dragon search as Basil Rose shoot? Do we know what that back row is? Let me go back and take a look. Yep, that is a guaranteed Basil Rose shoot. So that does protect from lethal, but it still puts the Mechlord player at a huge advantage here, just in terms of like the amount of power they got going on here. So we got ourselves 2300 to the face incoming. Basil Rose shoot. Special summoning the Blue Rose Dragon back. So, gonna go ahead and attack into it. Decides to redeclare with the Dreadnought because they want to destroy a monster with the Dreadnought. I see you. I see you. I see you wanting to rank up here. Blue Rose is gonna go ahead and activate the special summon back the Carrot Weight. Meanwhile, the Rockstrose is gonna be able to add back to the hand. Allowing us to Zeus it up with the Dreadnoid's effect to summon the Great Magnus, ending their turn. My god, is this about to be an even war? I was gonna nap! Why are you guys neck and neck? It's fine, I guess. This is enjoyable. Oh yeah, they're actually legitimately good duels. I'm just messing around. Alright, Rockstar's gonna get to summon. Any Magnuses? Basil Rose Shoot gonna get added. Guy's gonna go ahead and detach. I'm gonna start spinning. Spinning the Rockstrose. I don't think we have any confirmed Rockstroses now. But we have skill active, so we're gonna be able to send to the graveyard to the White Rose Dragon to add the Rockstrose Dragon. Man, what a power play. Just like, it's so hard to be able to protect against the Black Rose. Unfortunately, it's going to have to use that Basil Rose Shoot, so can't like set Basil Rose Shoot and Black Rose to like go for a sack play.
札から速攻魔法発動。行くわ。モンスターを特殊召喚。
Alright, we got the Rocks Rose into the level 7 Synchro, making the Black Rose Dragon. This is still on Rozuya's, like, I think Rozuya still has, like, the advantage here, though, just because, like, that face down is the trap, the Eradicator, which means we just get the Triskelion back, and then just sack next turn. Man, Mechlord's busted. Alright. Weisel gets summoned in response to the pop. Emmys, that's what they were called in Metroid Dread. The Emmys. This looks exactly like the Emmy, and the song that Primo has in here is just basically the song that you like listen to in one of the areas of Metroid Dread. This is totally Metroid Dread. Alright, gets rid of the Weisel to summon the Synchro Absorption so that we can just guarantee lethal by being able to attack with more. And just like that, that is game. 1 star, baby. And we are now officially tied 5 and 5. Rozuya doing a reverse sweep, currently 4 and 1. Damn. Alright, looks like they're back in the game. They're like immediately. Is this a repeat? It looks like we got ourselves another repeat. Alright. So Rose Dragon with the triple backer set, ending their turn, no skill activated. Alright, gonna go ahead and activate the assembly. Don't even need the skill to grab and grab the Triskelion, and then gonna go ahead and normal summon the Mechlord Deployer Obligato. Imagine needing skill. This Keck Wars is Keck crazy. Gonna go ahead and pop the Obligato to special summon the Skill as well as the Grandma. But when the Dirge is Stygian. Oh man. Stygian Dirge is such a funny floodgate because it's not like a two-way floodgate. Like, Stygian Dirge feels like the kind of card that would just be like, reduce the level of all monsters by 1. But nah, it's just like onto the opponent. So do we have an out to this? We do know that Rozuya has MSTs. We've seen it before, I believe. This big old delay over here. Going to chain the Weisel. Has Weisel. Has Assembly. Has Obligato. We never needed a Mechlord skill. Alright, gonna go ahead and throw them 2,500. Is the trap hole bottomless? No, we're going to battle. Yeah, me too. It was only in the Rose Dragon matchup that I realized it was only the opponent's monsters, because like I kept watching like people play it, and I was like, wait a minute, why are y'all like using Stygian Dirge? Aren't y'all not gonna be able to synchro summon? But nah, it's just the opponent. Any level 3 machines? Imagine they started playing one that actually ended up being relevant just for like the Stygian Dirge. Alright, actually gets the bird for 150 because they weren't able to remove their mech lords. So Rose Dragon, despite trying to floodgate with the Stygian Dirge, just gonna be able to set and end. However, even though Rozuya is threatening reverse psychology lethal with Grandma as well as a skill put in attack mode, they can't actually attack, so... Any rank 3s? Let me see. What rank 3 machines do we have? I think like Zen Maids. That wouldn't really help in this situation anyway. Gonna activate the assembly to pop the Weisel. They can go ahead and attack with more monsters. Assembly is gonna be able to then go ahead and pop the Dirge. Like damn. Like they just have a built-in stop to all floodgates as well. It's pretty cracked. Mech Lords are really like fleshed out for this meta, I feel like. Yeah, and being able to pop like Weisel is so good. Like put pressure with Weisel, have the spell negate, and then just go ahead and like win after. Has Malevolent Sin. However, gets hit with the bottomless trap hole. Activating another Mech Lord assembly afterwards, so no normal summon has been used yet into the Obligato. Assembly has another effect. Gonna get to normal summon the Mech Lord army deploy Obligato to pop itself. Obligato going to go ahead and pop. Special summoning from the deck, the Skiel, as well as the Weisel. There's a Weisel 0 stars. At this point, they're gonna give us our first 0-star monster. Yo, rank 0 Xyz. Alright, now, despite the fact that they were able to extend, still clearly worried about this face-down monster, which is why they went for the Malevolent Sin play in the first place. As much advantage as, like, Rozuya has had throughout this duel, the tide could very easily swing with just, like, the consistency that not only Rose Dragon's skill provides, but even just like their own like monster effects and their ability to float. Alright, we got the Dreadnoid banishing 3, and now we are threatening lethal once more. Gonna go ahead and attack into that face down, but the Buka is here. Gonna go ahead and flip down the Dreadnoid. So we're gonna attack with the Triskelion instead. Tagging into the Rudy Rose Witch. Does not... let me see. Did not equip a card because we don't have any room. That's right. I just was like, wait a minute, why don't we equip? Because we're stuck. We have our whole like back row clogged. So destroying the Re-Rose ending turn. Now we finally have a card. Gonna be able to use skill to send the Blue Rose to the graveyard. Adding the Rox Rose to normal summon Rox Rose to be able to add the Basil Rose shit. I was able to stop the Magnus play with that Book of Moon. Compulsory evacuation device going to return that Rox Rose to the hand, forcing keeps just set a background and end their turn. Now, do we have any traps here? We know there's a bottomless in this Dirge, so there's no real like blowout card, you know, besides Wall of Disruption. That could really keep the tempo here. This will be able to summon a plant monster from the graveyard. We do have Rose Witch. But Weisel search. 3 assemblies on the field. Mech Lords, assemble. And that is a scoop. Razuya currently reverse sweeping the war now. Officially, for the first time this war, Squirtle Squad is now in the lead. 6-5. Oh, never mind. They're 67-5. I accidentally put a big number and then the whole thing closed. It was like, nah, you can't do this to me. So let me go ahead and let me try to have let me try to get Cidarian back. Oh my god. Where are you at? Where are you at? Come through. Come through. Reload. Oh no, I gotta import the whole thing again. Alright, I should be able to see it though, since we have it on stream. Currently 6-5. I'm just go ahead and go onto my VOD real quick. Backlord's best deck was a Saber 9. Yeah. I know that the score got messed up just now, so I'm going to go ahead and try to fix that in just a moment. I just have to go ahead and take a look at the VOD, but I'll let you guys take a look at this game in the meantime. You know, because I think that might be what you want to see anyway. Alright. Now we got Hero this time. Playing Mechlord. Not Mechlords. Playing Rose Dragons. They're really banking on the Rose Dragons here. I'm just gonna go ahead and re-add the score real quick. Alright, we should be in there now. My god. Razuya is now in 5 wins in. That's wild. Alright, so we got ourselves the Mechlord setup. We got to make the Gear Gigant with the Obligado play. After getting to, let's see, let me see what we use for the skill. So with the skill, we got to add the boon of the Mechlord Emperor since we already had the Obligato. No, actually, no, we didn't. Because we used the boon. What does this card do? If the only face of monsters on the field are 2 Mechlord monsters, draw 2 cards. Okay. Oh, did have the Obligado already, and then was able to go and add the boon. That's so cracked to draw 2 cards, go into Gigant, search the Weisel, and use the Mechlord Assembly to add the Synchro Absorption. Okay. So now we got Rose Dragon. Gonna be able to go ahead and use skill. Sends the Rocks Rose to add White Rose, to summon White Rose, to add special summon back the Rocks Rose. But the Bottomless Trap Hell is here to banish the Rock Rose. That's gonna be such a good hit if it goes through. This Mechlord player is popping off. That draw 2's not even hard once per turn. Damn, bro. That's actually pretty ridiculous. Like, yeah, just go first. Open Obligado, 3 boot of the Mechlord Emperor. GG easy. Obligato to do Cyber Dragon Core. True. Alright, so it does get to lose their Roxros. Has the privilege of losing their Roxros. So sets 3 and ends their turn. Keckler's having a really good showing today. Alright, gonna go ahead and detach to add another Obligato from the deck to the hand. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and activate the effect of the Obligato to pop, special summoning 2 more Mech Lords, the Steel and the Grandma. Gonna get to burn for a whole billion in the end phase, I'm sure. Alright, mix the Dreadnought. Gonna go ahead and banish 3 to summon the Triskelion. Bottomless trap hole. You bottomless me, I bottomless you. Do we have an out to prevent the Magnus from getting summoned as well? Does get the banish Triskelion, which is really very valuable in this matchup, not allowing them to reliably get Triskelion back. We do know that Rosalia plays multiples, but they'll have to access it. But, you know, they never need to use their skill until the end anyway. Sends the Weasel to the graveyard to be able to go ahead and add. Adds from deck to the hand another Triskelion. We have 1, 2, 3. And we could just summon Triskelion again. The Mad Lad. Going to go ahead and once again say, I would like to go ahead and threaten lethal. So we know that there's a Basil Rose shoot, possibly set. We know that they searched it and didn't get to use it last turn from the Rose Dragon player. So gonna attack with the Dreadnought into the White Rose Dragon to attempt to get the rank up effect afterwards. Some Scorpion. I didn't know me. To be able to successfully destroy the White Rose, gonna attack for game, or at least threaten game, with the Triskelion right now. Basil Rose Shoot is gonna say no, please stop. I don't want that. Triskelion is not going to be able to go ahead and equip because its Spell Trap Zone is fully occupied now. Special summoning from the hand, another Roxrose Dragon. Wait, they had Roxrose Dragon but decided not to summon it last turn. Interestingly enough. I guess they didn't want to like overextend and felt like the level 7 Synchro play wouldn't have been worth it over like not having a guaranteed follow-up afterwards, because like what would they go for? Maybe Black Rose, maybe Zeta, I don't know. But now they get to go ahead and add a follow-up, adding the Blue Rose Dragon. Gets 2300 threatened to the face. Let's see if that's going to be enough to work with. Especially now that we have to deal with a Super Magnus. Burning for 50, because, you know, why not? Alright, back to Hero. Will they be the hero of this story? 12 Roses are going to get to activate. Confirmed, because we added the Blue Rose. Going to get to add White Rose Dragon from deck to the hand. Has to play through these 2 back row. Normally the White Rose Dragon, which is going to allow the hero to go ahead and special summon from the graveyard. Yeah, look at this. Has this board, but also gets to just, like, reliably access their back row as well. Like, the consistency of this deck is so good. When you have a searchable 1-card starter, that's a deck. Activating the enemy controller in response to the White Rose Dragon's effect to go ahead and take the Super Magnus, so that the Magnus can't be used onto the Roxrose. So that's gonna cause the Magnus to use its effect to be like, hey, can you not? But now this will guarantee a full setup for like, or rather like full level 7 Synchro setup, because Roxrose will then be able to search the Basil Rose Shoot, which will then be able to go ahead and summon a level 4 non-tuner. Alright, So spins back that back row before getting successfully econ shook. And now Hiro gets the Magnus. Gonna go ahead and use the Basil Rose shoot that search the special summon. Still has 2 back row. Should you take a draw phase? Nah, they didn't have a monster, and I don't believe they had access to Basil Rose shoot. I think they had to like summon that White Rose to be able to do it. Alright, Book of Moon. Gonna say goodbye to your follow-up. So going to the battle phase, gonna be able to attack at least over the Triskelion. Yeah, no problem, Zaid. No, please don't let this deck be popular. Of course, must get there 15 minutes, which is this meta. I mean, yeah, they deserve it. They deserve it. I trust. Alright. Back up to Razuya. Gets their Magnus back and is able to go ahead and spin the wheel. Spinning that back row, and this might just be all they wrote. But who knows? You know that's a White Rose set. There's no floating here. Does not get to threaten lethal, but it's pretty much game here, I would say. Razuya about to gun for their 6th win. And you know what? It actually was lethal because we have the compulsory evacuation device. Gonna get to go ahead and bounce back that Rocks Rose. And that, my friends, is game. Oh yeah, Desperado meta hit different. So Razuya is just like on a rampage right now. No, like having your card negated on a cringe 25% chance. Oh my god. Well, not before getting a 100% chance from the first activation of like Ms. Judge. Oh man, that meta when Desperado came back, it was just wild because it was like a year after his first meta, but like just Kasaida's being gone and then Desperado just having all the tools it needed to be like a really strong control deck with consistency was wild. Alright. And it looks like... Looks like we're still playing Rose Dragons. Mechler Secret Skill, 75% going first. Was it a repeat or is it double Rose? Let's see. It looks like Squirtle Squad has only used 1 repeat, and looks like that wasn't it. Yeah, Razuya have been going first a lot. So, let's see, what did they do? I didn't even, like, comment on it. Okay, so use skill, sends Grandma to the graveyard to add assembly, which is going to add the Obligato. And Obligato is going to summon 2, going into the Gigagant. Gigagant's going to attach to add the Weisel, setting 2, and then, like, they're consistently going, like, double back row set, too. Like, it's cracked. Let's see. Let me confirm. Alright, we got the Rocks Rose, adding the Basil Rose shoot. We got the White Rose sent to the graveyard from skill, which added the Rocks Rose. Use the Basil Rose shoot. Gonna be able to special summon from the graveyard into the Book of Moon. Buka, buka, buka. Flipping down the tuna.
私はターンを終了する。
Alright, triple backer setting, ending Hiro's turn.
ドローモンスター効果発動
It looks like I might have been incorrect before, and maybe Bandit was only at 1 out of 2 repeats used previously, and this might be their second repeat. Yeah, I think before they were only at just 1 repeat.
モンスターを特殊召喚モンスター効果発動
Alright. Gigant gonna go ahead and search the Obligato to summon Obligato, to pop Obligato, to summon Skill, and Small Weisel. What is a repeat? So when a player goes ahead and they get their if they lose a game and they typically switch decks for their second attempt, each player basically gets to they're knocked out after 2 losses basically. So usually they switch decks after the first loss, but if they do a repeat, they're actually able to use that same deck again. Alright, hear me out, chat. You think Small Weisel is wise? To play? Or just in lore wise? I mean, look at that face. You can't see it, but I really want to show you guys what Small Weisel looks like. But Small Weisel just looks really angry and super edgelordy, but also kind of adorable. I would just say not quite wise, but we'll get there in time. Alright, gonna go ahead and summon the Iron Wolf. We're gonna go ahead and go for the ultimate sacking. Gonna go ahead and banish 3 to summon the Triskelion. However, we've seen so many bottomless todays, and it's gonna be a bottomless rain of bottomless trap holes. Gonna go ahead and banish that Triskelion. Any lances? Are we lancing? We lanced, baby. Gonna go ahead and protect that Triskelion. So Book of Moon is gonna be used to say, hey, stop that. Flipping down that Triskelion. And since technically that monster has to have 1500 or more attack to get destroyed and banished, Book of Moon effectively turns the attack of Triskelion to 0, because when it's slipped face down, it's considered having no attack. So Bottomless Trap Hole is not able to get rid of it. Dang. That is rough. Alright, so gonna go ahead and clear the field. Gonna attack it to the White Rose as well as the Rox Rose with the Ironheart and the Gigant, and then going to unfortunately get no burn. Man. Broken. Each team is allowed only 2 repeats, so it looks like that means that now I'm just saying a lot of us today, I'm sorry. For DLC Bandit, they've used both of theirs, but Squirtle Squad, I believe, still has 1 left. Alright, we got the Basil Rose shoot into special summoning back the Rockstar Dragon, but they say, you bottomless me, I bottomless you. However, Hiro's like, how do I have myself an enemy controller? I'm going to take... What are we taking, though? This does keep the Rox Rose in the graveyard, which is important. So this is a really good swing in Tide, because now we don't have to worry about any more back row. And being able to go ahead and take an enemy, control an enemy, while also being able to still have our normal summon to bring back a potential White Rose or White Rose Dragon. I'm assuming that's what's going to be the play. So then going to level 7 Synchro play is really nice. Or Blue Rose Dragon. Okay. True. Yeah, so we could get it to the graveyard. That's what I said. Using skill to go ahead and send to the graveyard to add a White Rose Dragon. I'm sure because there are actually people in the bar now. 4 people, but only one of them ordered, so it's still super slow. Oh, yeah, when you got the little lurkers, the little counter shoppers. All right, White Rose Dragon going to go ahead and summon from the graveyard the Rocks Rose Dragon. Alright, going to successfully make a level 7 synchro. White Rose is going to be able to go ahead and mill the carrot. Wait, them to the graveyard. And that's going to allow us to go ahead. It has to be like a synchro material, right? Yeah, a synchro material. Gonna go ahead and make Yahtzee. Gonna go ahead and attack into the Ironheart, destroying it. Ironheart is gonna be like, I'm one of the best free cards you could ever get. Getting the Obligato from the graveyard back to the hand. Oh no, from the deck to the hand. I forgot that it's the deck. Going to attack into the Skellion, destroying it, and then ending their turn. I mean, is it only by battle, or how does this work? This card is destroyed by an opponent's card by battle or card effect. That is so good. That's insane. Alright, so Obligato follow-up is guaranteed. Rose play versus McLord play. And you role play though? Should have taken Iron Wolf and crashed it. He wouldn't search if he was in Hero's possession. Yep, true. So at this point, the Gigagon X isn't really doing anything crazy, just because it doesn't have any material. But hey, it looks like Razuya didn't have a crazy follow turn. Did set a back row, however. Back down to Hero, who's gonna go ahead and send to the graveyard to Ruro's Wish to summon the Carrot Weight, which is gonna get Bottomless. How many Bottomless was used this duel alone? 2 from Razuya, and we got 1 from Hero. All right, gonna go ahead and destroy it. It was Obligato. Decided to just say I'm gonna pretend to burn you, but there's no mech lord, so no actual burn. Sag. Time hard to draw Triskelion. I mean, Razuya's been doing this whole war, so I believe it. Psych, I thought, as they just passed their turn, bring it back down to Rose Dragons. No back row set, but Rose Dragons aren't really drawing super crazy right now. So, are just going to go ahead and attack into the Gigant, clearing the field and ending their turn. It's a bottomless amount of bottomless. Alright, Razuya's just going to set a back row and end their turn. Wow. Is Razuya finally going to get knocked off their throne? Gonna attack directly for 2600 with the Yazi. Can't be targeted. So right now, back row isn't a concern for the most part. It's just more so like monsters flooding the field that's a concern. Mech Lord Assembly is here. Any mystical negates? Nope, it goes through adding the Triskelion from the deck to the hand. Are we gonna see another Bottomless? Kecklord losing? Impossible! Kecklord in grind games. Hey, look at this. They have follow-up. Summoning the Triskelion. Let's attack. But so it do be. The Book of Moon says no way. I'm gonna go ahead and flip face down. Alright, back down to Rose Dragon. Is Hero gonna swing back the tide? Setting a back row, going to go ahead and attack. Destroying. Now, was skill ever used to search the trap? I wasn't paying attention because I'm a bad caster. I don't think it was. I think it was used to search a Triskelion on turn 3, and then on turn 1 it was used to search the assembly. So never was able to grab from outside the deck the trap. So this might just be game. Yep. And that's GG. Rozuya, after winning 6 games, is finally knocked out.
私も
And now it is 6-7. Still in Squirtle Squad's favorite thanks to that insane run that Rozuya just had. Alright. Heckler's losing to Synchros? Never happened before. Damn. Anime relevant Team Wars. Go down into Magnus instead of Iron Wolf. Yeah, I kind of agree. That could have been probably a better play, considering like triple back row set, including the Basil Rose shoot. Probably wasn't going to get lethal unless they just assumed that there was no way to disrupt the Triskelion. Well, wait a minute. Wasn't the turn they summoned Iron Heart the same turn that the Mechler player responded with the Forbidden Lands? So maybe they just figured they had to like push for lethal. Because that did eat up basically a Bottomless and a Book of Moon from the Rose Dragon player. So I could see the like justification in trying to just like go for game, knowing that one of those sets are probably Basil Rose shoot, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, unfortunately, at the end of the day, like, not being able to go ahead and access the trap because they used it to search for that Triskelion instead, turn 3, and unfortunately, like, significantly cut down the grind game. Rozuya, my team, I must leave. The rest is up to you. Could also be destroyed by Bottomless. You're referring to the Triskelion, right? I think they had the Forbidden Lance then. Or unless you're referring to something else, then I'm misinterpreting. Alright, we got the next player on the table now. So who's it gonna be? It's gonna be Senpai. Alright, Rose Dragon Mirrors. You'll have to see it.
見落としてはいけない大事な瞬間がここにある気がする。
Yeah, but definitely in hindsight.
私もみんなと同じ
Oh, Dreadnought could also be destroyed by Bottomless. Yeah, I mean, I think they had the Forbidden Land, so they probably would have been able to play a better grind game. I think definitely in hindsight, probably would have been better to go for the Dreadnought play. Especially since, like, going for that turn 3 OTK meant that you would like forego being able to grab your trap from outside the deck, and because they use the skill to add the Triskelion instead. So I think like if they had just played more of a grind game with all that back row set, I can understand why they wanted to end it quick to prevent like Rose Dragons from steamrolling, but since it didn't work, it really significantly neutered the grind game or the reliability of it. Alright, so Hero going first now. Going to be able to go ahead and use skill, allowing them to send to the graveyard the Rock Rose to add White Rose Dragon, to summon the White Rose to special summon from the graveyard, the Rock Rose adding Basil Rose Shoot, special summoning the Yazi, setting 3, and using the White Rose to send a Carrot Weight Champion from the deck to the graveyard, ending their turn. When the roses have been spelled, gonna use skill to go ahead and send to the graveyard the White Rose Dragon. Hey, wait a minute, I just saw this play! Alright. Gonna go ahead and activate MST, blindly popping the bottomless trap hole. A very good hit. Normal summoning the rock stars to go ahead and add the Basil Rose shoot from deck to the hand.
手札から速攻魔法発動。モンスターを特殊召喚。この瞬間リバースカードをオープン。速攻魔法発動。カードを伏せるわ。
Alright, gonna special summon back that White Rose Dragon. Book of Moon gonna be used on the Rocks Rose, so we're just gonna go ahead and set 3.
まだよ。リバースカードをオープン。速攻魔法発動。さあ、モンスターを特殊召喚。やはり来たわね。モンスター効果発動。
Alright, end phase. Hito's gonna go ahead and use the Basil Rose to special summon the Rocks Rose to go ahead and get some more card advantage.
私はターンを終了するわ。行くわ。私のターンドロー。
Alright, everyone's favorite mirror. At least Senpai grinded through the back row. Let's see, we got Blue Rose Dragon added back to the hand, from the deck rather. Alright. Gonna set 2 more back row, because, you know, 3 is never enough. Gonna go into the battle phase, attacking into the White Rose Dragon, and that is gonna be the end of their turn. Keeps the Rock Rose on the field. I guess figures that it's gonna just come back anyway, since there is a Basil Rose shoot, and doesn't want the Rock Rose to get summoned back from a Basil Rose shoot to net Senpai more advantage. Wake me up when the Rose Dragon player wins. You want me to wake you up inside? Save you? Alright. Senpai on their main phase is going to go ahead and activate the Basil Rose shoot, special summoning from the graveyard the White Rose Dragon. And did exactly what the hero wanted, which is to not have to give another Rocks Rose search off of the Basil Rose shoot summon. So, well played, well played. Alright, Book of Moon gonna go ahead and get activated, flipping back down that Rocks Rose. Spell Rose is gonna activate. No normal summon has been used yet, so gonna be able to go ahead and send the White Rose Dragon to the graveyard to add another Rocks Rose Dragon. And it mattered not, because they're gonna just get a search anyway. And they're still gonna be able to go for a level 7 synchro if this doesn't get interrupted. Alright, getting to add the Basil Rose shoot from the deck to the hand. Already used it this turn, so we'll just likely be set for a follow-up. We'll know if it's set or not, because it's the only card in their hand. Level 7 Synchro incoming. Making scrap! Arc Feed! Whew! Woo! Excuse me? My man playing Scrap Arcade. Is this the new tech to get over all other level 7 synchros? Methinks it might be. However, it's not going to be enough because having no effect means we're not going to be able to protect. So, enemy controller going to change the Scrap Arcade to the defense position, and that's going to be the end of their turn. Damn, this is the gigantic castle of level 7 synchros. Let's go. Alright, we're going to use skill. Gonna send a blue rose dragon to the graveyard, adding a white rose dragon from deck to the hand. White rose, get revealing. Special summoning, because we control Roxrose. Alright, now we have to figure out who's thonking here. Are we thonking from hero side, deciding on what to do next? Or is Senpai afraid of the Black Rose clearing all of that back row? The thing is, we know when those cards is Basil Rose shoot. So we'll be able to float, but it's also their last Basil Rose shoot. So if there's any possibility of a follow-up with this last card, then Senpai is going to be in a really bad position if they don't interrupt the Black Rose play. Decides to, I mean, I don't know what we were thinking about then. Definitely go Stygian Dirge here, right? Goes into the Stygian Dirge, modifying the levels by 1. And I don't believe there's any level late synchro, because I don't think this person, this Rose Dragon player, has shown any Yang Zings, so I don't think they'd be playing Boxia to get around that either. Yeah, Dar, exactly. They'd be able to go into Boxia and just be able to, like, clear the Stygian Dirge or something else they wanted to. Alright, so just gonna put the Roxrose into attack mode, going to clear the Scrap Archfiend. Some Black Rose Dragon actually run Scrap, or yeah, Black Rose Dragon players actually run Scrap Dragon because Stygian is so popular. Honestly, not even a bad choice, all things considered, because, like, the amount of value you could have. You could also, like, trigger the effect of Basil Rose Shoot if you, like, pop Basil Rose Shoot off of, like, Scrap Dragon's effect, for example. So, like, I could definitely see that. I feel like this is going to be, like, one of those, like, even, like, for a KC Cup format, I could see Stygian Dirge getting a lot of play. Alright, Basil Rose Shoot going to end the end phase of Hero's turn, summon the Roxrose to add Blue Rose. Now on Senpai's turn, they're going to normal summon the Blue Rose. No back row from Hero's side, so they get to play the game. Black Rose gets summoning. Now we don't have any more Basil Rose shoots available. Do they not use the effect? We don't. We instead just flip up the Roxrose Dragon. We have a plant monster to turn that into 0 attack. We do, but we don't go for it. We instead go for the ultimate play. We're going to Synchro Climb into the Rudy Rose. We're going to banish both players' graveyards. Are we going to destroy as well? Nope, we don't want to destroy our stage. Oh, we do. We don't give a fuck. Clearing their board. Going to set a back row. Attack for 3,200. And Senpai is just like, it's my game now. Alright, setting a monster on Hero's turn and a back row, ending their turn. How do you get Stygian Dirge? You get it in an old box. I'm looking it up right now. Let's see. Looks like you get it in Valiant Soul, so Canadia and Mass Hero box. But it's an R rarity card. No, you're right, Rudy was a card too. Yeah, I forgot after all the times it got stolen by Mech Knights. Alright, Senpai gonna go ahead and destroy the Blue Rose, which is gonna allow Hero to add Roxrose. Hero still has a few Basil Rose shoots. By a few, I mean, yeah, they still have 2. So I'm gonna go ahead and normal summon Roxrose to add Basil Rose shoot, and does have their graveyard reset up to be able to do their combos. So despite all odds, they get to play again. our dream ticket one time. As people were asking about like Vion and wanting more. Wow, what a gamer! Okay, all right. Let me ignore this for a moment. We're asking about like, oh man, I want to get more than one copy of Vion, but I don't want to pay for instruction doc. But we had like an R dream ticket, right, with like Cosmo Brain at one point. Like Cosmo Brain, I remember people were getting at some point with the dream ticket, or did I just like make that up? Alright, double Stygian Dirge was able to go for the Ruiro's blowout because they knew that any follow-up wouldn't matter because they just had a Stygian Dirge to reset anyway. And just like that, Senpai knocks out Hero. Wow. Alright. So Senpai's saying, Ryuza, I'm not gonna let you down. Currently now, Squirtle Squad are 8-6 in the lead. So 2 more game wins for them to be able to take the whole war. Alright, Priest had a good sweep for DLC Bandits in the beginning, but now we gotta kind of figure out whether we have somebody who could sweep just as hard as Priest did in the beginning. So, is it gonna be Suyuri? Is it gonna be? No, it could only be Suyuri. I just realized there's only 2 games left, or 2 wins left for SS to get. Yeah, that's what I meant. Alright, looks like we got Suyuri on the table now, so let's see what they got here. Next match starting. Oh, look at that! Our favorite, the old reliable, the Rose Dragon Mirror. It looks like they switched up on me, so now we got Senpai on the bottom.
見落としてはいけない大事な瞬間がここにある気がする。もう呪われた力はいらない。私もみんなと同じ世界を感じたい。デュエル。私のターン。使いこなしてみせる。
Alright, we got Senpai going first. Gonna send to the graveyard the blue rose to add the white rose from deck to the hand.
行くわ。
Gonna then go ahead and normal summon that white rose dragon. Being able to go ahead and special summon from the hand the rocks rose dragon. Allowing them to go ahead and add from deck to the hand that basil rose shoot. Interesting that they didn't go for sending to the graveyard the Rocks Rose Dragon. I'm a Master Duel pleb. Is there any reason to send Blue Rose Dragon in that situation over Rocks Rose Dragon? Since they searched the White Rose Dragon, they already had the Rocks Rose Dragon. Alright, triple backrow setting. We know one of those is the Basil Rose Shoot, ending on Yazi Pass, ending their turn. Guess he's gonna have to wait a bit longer. As am I. Alright. Skill going to be used to send to the graveyard the Rocks Rose Dragon up top to add the White Rose Dragon. Then going to normal summon the White Rose to special summon back the Rocks Rose Dragon. Adding Basil Rose Shoot from deck to the hand. When the Dirge is Stygian. Gonna go ahead and reduce levels by 1. Any scrap dragons in the chat? Gonna go ahead and set. Are we triple back row setting as well? Let me see that triple back row set. Oh, only a double back row set. Into MST the end phase. Senpai. What are we hitting? hitting the Basil Rose shoot, nothing in the graveyard to special summon, and then going to go ahead and activate their own Basil Rose shoot to special summon from the graveyard the Roxrose Dragon. Alright, Senpai, you're going hard right now. Daddy might not take much longer. Daru, you might have to get ready. Alright, Roxrose, special summon, I'm gonna go ahead and get to Searchy. When the Rose shoot is Basil. When the Basil is shit. Adding another Basil Rose shoot from the deck to the hand. Alright, back down to Senpai. Just have to worry about this one backer right now. But if it's like a floodgate, like a Stygian Dirge, then Yazi could just always take care of it if they felt so inclined to. Alright, Yazi gonna go ahead and activate. Going to pop itself to pop that back row. Self TTH one time. We don't know if Suyuri is playing a heavy trap build like the others have been, or if they're... Oh my god! Hits a second Basil Rose shoot. That's insane. That just leaves Sayuri with one more Basil Rose shoot. Wasn't able to get any value from either of these, despite being popped. So, gonna go ahead and use skill yet again to send Roxrose Dragon to the graveyard, adding White Rose Dragon from the deck to the hand. Gonna go ahead and use the Basil Rose shoot to special summon the White Rose Dragon to go into Black Rose Dragon. Gonna clear the board. Then normal summon the White Rose Dragon. White Rose Dragon is gonna go ahead and special summon from the graveyard. Now we really went for the... Okay, we have Carrot, right? Yeah, that's right. Okay, so this is lethal. I was gonna say, this better be lethal if we're clearing our whole board for this. And with the Roxrose being able to search the Ruby Rose Witch, this should be now. So, gonna be able to special summon the Carrot by discarding the Ruby Rose Witch. And gonna go into level 7 Synchro. Got ourselves a Cypher Lord Zeta. Attacking for 1900, attacking for 2500, and jeez, Senpai taking it, winning the Rose Mirror yet again. Yeah, okay, get on with it. Alright, so potentially the last game of the whole war incoming now. Alright, looks like we're getting right into it. And it is a repeat, it looks like. Or is it? I don't even know, honestly. I'll have to confirm. Alright, we got the Basil Rose shoot added from the Roxrose after adding the Roxrose by setting the Blue Rose. Okay, so it's not a repeat. Hey, can you help me? I'm trying to figure out lucky deck. What do you mean by lucky deck? Like a gamble related deck? Unfortunately, without like the Desperado or Master of Destiny skill being as strong as it used to be. Wait, you can't see? Oh shit, that's true. It's okay. I wasn't sure if this was like a repeat or not, so I apologize. I was like half like, oh, maybe this is an invalid duel, but I don't know how to team words. Possibly the last game, and I like cut out the first bit of it. All right, what they did basically was they used skill, got rid of the blue rose, so they could normal summon Rock Rose, search Basil Rose, shoot, and they set 3. We got Sayuri gonna go ahead and do the same, send Rock Rose, however, to add White Rose, normal summon White Rose to special summon back to Rock Rose to go ahead and search. Imagine, like, new level of chat interaction. Just keep the screen blocked so that you force people to say, hey, do the thing. It's a replay? It's a video! Alright. Gonna go ahead and add from deck to the hand the Rudy Rose Witch. Okay. Maybe they were like trying to sneak a little bit of OTK potential in there. However, Book of Moon is gonna go ahead and activate to flip down 1. Not searching Basil Rose Shoot, you have to assume that there's already a Basil Rose Shoot. However, the Mad Lad Book of Moon to flip down the level 3 tutor, but since they selected to flip down the monster that the opposing enemy also controls, or the tutor-ishness of the monster that the opponent controls, they could just econ take Senpai's Rose Dragon and say, you know what, I'm gonna save this. I'm gonna save this Basil Rose Shoot. Gonna go ahead, make Yazi, however, and use the effect of the White Rose Dragon to be able to go ahead and send to the graveyard the Carrot Weight Champion. Imagine wording. Couldn't be me. Gonna send to the graveyard the Rudy Rose Witch to be able to summon the Carrot Weight. 2019 qualifiers? Damn, that's hype. Yeah, I didn't even notice until you just pointed out the sleeves. With a triple back row set, going to attack for 1900, threatening lethal, has to use... Oh, I was going to say, if they have a book or something, they have to use it on the carrot. The Yazi is going to be unaffected. Going to try to get some more information for the team before getting knocked out. Not quite knocked out, actually. Going to go ahead and be able to... Because we did know they had a Basil Rose Shoot, because they never used it last turn. So they're going to go ahead and protect from lethal after taking 1900 to summon the Rox Rose while going ahead and add Blue Rose from the deck to the hand. So Senpai is still in there. Alright, going to destroy the Rox Rose. That is going to be the end of Sayuri's turn. Spell of Roses. This here. Gonna go ahead and send the Blue Rose Dragon to the graveyard to add a White Rose Dragon from the deck to the hand. Normal summoning that White Rose Dragon to be able to special summon from the graveyard that Rox Rose. Come on. I know it's gonna be the Rox Rose, but we have ourselves a potential delay. Yep. Rox Rose is gonna go ahead and attempt to activate to add from deck to the hand. Adding the Basil Rose Shoot. Alright. Do we level 7 or nah? We nah. Because Book of Moon is going to get flipped. We have no Rox Rose in the graveyard, so the only way we could still get a level 7 Synchro play in is if we happen to have another Rox Rose in the hand right now. So, he's going to go ahead and set a back row. Ending their turn. Doing the Basil Witch, Sayuri is going to go ahead and activate that Basil Rose Shoot to special summon back their Rox Rose, adding from the deck to the hand. Man, it looks like Sayuri might be winning this one. Winner. Chicken dinner. Yep, adding another Basil Rose Shoot. Just has to play through this back row, which honestly they could just force out by using an immediate Yazi pop. Any traps? No traps just yet. Going to go ahead and use Yazi, pop in itself as well as that back row. Popping the Basil Rose Shoot. Basil Rose Shoot will be able to go ahead and float though. We had to figure that it was a Basil Rose Shoot, all things considered. Floating into the Blue Rose Dragon. Now, do we go into a Rudy Rose climb? At this point, this should be just game with Rudy Rose, if I'm not mistaken. Gonna go ahead and summon the Black Rose Dragon. Has not normal summoned yet. We do know that we have the Basil Rose Shoot. Can activate the Black Rose effect to just nuke the whole board, but banishing the Rudy Rose Witch. No, we're not nuking the whole board. That's right. We're using the other effect. I was like, wait, Rudy Rose Witch can protect Black Rose from its own effect? No, we banished Rudy Rose Witch with Black Rose's secret effect. Flipping up the Rock Rose and turning its attack to 0. Gonna go ahead and use skill, sending the Rock Rose to the graveyard so we can add and then summon the White Rose. Special summon back the Rock Rose. At this point, we have lethal guaranteed, but if we ain't big PP again, then why do we even play this game? Gonna go ahead and make Meteor Burst Dragon, setting a back row, and Sayuri taking it. Staying in this war by the skin of their teeth. See, that's why I kept the duel hidden for so long. I knew it was in the last one. Okay, next duel. Man, every time Black Rose's second effect kicks in, I'm just like, oh yeah. Alright, game number 3 for these two. Who's gonna stay in? And who's going to not win? DDD. Senpai's like, it's time to command. Have not seen DDD before in the parts that I was able to cast. I think I only missed one game, so I don't know what the first game of the war, what the matchup was there. But other than that, this is the first DDD we're seeing.
私もまだ全力ではないぞ。まったくな。私のターン。ターンエンド。まずは万全な体制を作るがいい。すぐに私が崩してみせよう。私のターン。ドロー。私の。
Wow. Wow, Senpai, what is this? Senpai just passes first turn and ends their turn. Maybe they're afraid of like committing too many scales to just get their whole board wiped by Black Rose and feels that they can take the chance of not getting OTK'd by Black Rose, like by like the deck itself. They do have some turn 2 OTK potential depending on the hand though, so this is pretty scary. Yep, gonna be able to go ahead and Blue Rose Dragon said to add the White Rose Dragon. Goes ahead and normal summons White Rose Dragon to special summon the Rock Rose Dragon. Why do we keep setting the Blue Rose and keeping the Rock Rose in the hand instead of setting the Rock Rose since we're going to summon it anyway? Like, is there something I'm missing there? Like, genuinely. Like, genuinely not sure. Scared of Crow at the? Got you. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. Surprisingly, we haven't seen Crow this war at all. But Crow is such like a dominant hand trap in the meta that does make a lot of sense. Okay. Thank you for clarifying. Alright, gonna make the Yazi. So, why didn't we activate the effect of White Rose Dragon? That confirms that this card in hand is a carrot weight champion, right? Unfortunate, so could not get the lethal play. So they're just going to attack for 2600 and triple back row set, ending their turn. And damn, Senpai just follows up with one back row set, and that's just a scoop. Wow. Sayuri just stealing the game. Oh my god. Alright. So now it's actually still a war. Despite my attempts at trying to nap. Thanks a lot for being good, guys. So now it's currently 8-9. Sayuri is 2-1. Senpai officially knocked out. And now we have the final boss. Sayuri versus Trap. I like how Crow was hyped when it was released and that it wasn't really played for a while because of the meta at the time. Yeah, it's just interesting. I mean, it's such a meta-dependent hand trap. Like, it's even relevant in, like Master Duel. But, like, you know, it depends really on, like, what's going on. Trap extra moment. Like, we've seen sleeves before, but I still remember last, like, 2 seasons ago when Trap Dexter just did, like, a 4-0 sweep when his team was about to lose. Those were the days. Alright. Trap is here. Again. Potentially the last duel of the whole war. I feel like every war I cast is just like a 9-9 situation, so it might be the case here. But we got Trap on the hero grind. And they get to go first with the setup. Guy, thank you so much for the raid. Oh man, you finished your cast before me. I was hoping to be able to raid you. Thank you so much for the raid. I hope your war was good, and I hope your stream was good. Alright, Travis is going to go ahead and add the Fetties from deck to the hand, be able to reveal the Fetties, so we could go ahead and send to the graveyard the increase, allowing us to go ahead and place another increase in the spell and trap zone. Increase is going to go ahead and tribute that Fetties, so we can special summon increase, allowing us to go ahead and special summon from the deck a Vion. What are the results? Vion going to go ahead and be able to on summon, send a hero monster to the graveyard, sending the Liquid Soldier. DF1. Let's go, Hebe boys. Close war, it seems like, though. Alright, gonna go ahead and banish Fetties to add Fusion Substitute from the deck to the hand. Card batch needs to be updated. Let's see. Oh, true. Thank you so much for letting me know. Yeah, I never properly changed it to hero, and then I never removed Senpai, so it was unupdated for a bit. Sorry about that. Thanks for letting me know. Alright, gonna go ahead and summon Sunrise, adding Miracle Fusion from the deck to the hand. Does not use the Liquid Soldier yet, because we're gonna then go ahead and use Poly to fuse off the Liquid Soldier in hand, as well as the Vion, to go ahead and then draw 2, discard 1 after taking the deck. Sending Miracle Fusion to the graveyard. Not sure if it's another one we drew into, or if we just said we don't want it anyway. I'm gonna assume we drew into another one, so we just figured we only needed 1. Setting a back row, ending their turn. Freshie with the raid as well. Damn, all the homies raiding Team Wars. Let's go. How you doing, everybody? Val, we got Sean, the homie, the king of the sexiness himself. How was your cog climb, Steven? Did you end up getting the cog with the Keck Lords? We are possibly the last game of the war, unless Yuri has something to say about it. Versus Trap. We got White Rose gonna go ahead and summon the Rock Rose that was just sent to there by skill, using the Rock Rose to add Basil Rose Shoot from deck to the hand into the Stygian Dirge, and that's all it takes. Or is it? Do we have an out to this? One against Photons on rank up? Oh, you love to see it. Photons could be a scary matchup too, depending on like if they get to go first and actually have their setup, but like the difference in consistency between the two decks just makes it more it's so stark. Like the consistency Backdoors has versus just like the utter copium that Photons can sometimes have when they have to look at their first turn hand. Congratulations, friend. Alright, goes for the Econ take. Can't do their conventional synchro plays, so they're gonna just have to do unconventional. Do we have a level 8 synchro to take advantage? We have a level 8 synchro, let's go! When the dragon is not scrapped from the extra deck. Gonna set a back row. Gonna go ahead and activate that scrap dragon to pop that back row. Is that a Basil Rose? Going to be able to pop the Sunrise. It was a Basil Rose, allowing us to special summon back that Rocks Rose in attack position. Setting a back row. Setting another back row, setting a third back row, and just like that, Sayuri makes this a 9-9 game deciding situation. Actual finals incoming. Wow, the utter sackage was beautiful. Bro, I get all the 9-9 games. It's crazy. Anytime I say, oh, I think I'll just do a short Team Wars cast and we'll take a nap after, it's always 9-9. Like somebody goes on a rampage and I'm like, all right, it's gonna be quick this time, I believe. And then they just like the team just reverse rampages. Oh man, well played though. Yeah, Scrap Dragon. for those instances because it's like the econ into the exact level they needed from like Sunrise was amazing for sure. But like there's definitely a lot of situations where even just in general, like they're their own monsters, they could just go into like Scrap Dragon because like Rockstros and the 2 level 4 non-tutors become 2, 3, and 3, so that's like a level 8 anyway. Alright, now it's confirmed. Officially, the last game. And for the last game, Squirtle Squad is going to use their last repeat as well to continue it off with Heroes. Officially, the last game of the war. This time, Rose Dragon's going to get to go first. They do be liking to set up, especially not having to worry about that Stygian Dirge. However, Heroes do also like to go second and just clap. So this is going to be an interesting one. Going to send to the graveyard the Rockstars Dragon to add the White Rose Dragons. Normal summon the White Rose to get to go ahead and start summoning back that Rockstars. Adding a Blue Rose Dragon from the deck to the hand. Telegraphing that we already have ourselves a Basil Rose shoot. Mango could follow you last. Oh my god. Alright, we got it to the level 7 Synchro. Going for that turn 1 Samurai Destroyer. Gonna be hard for Sunrise to out, unless they have 2 of them on the field. Alright, gonna use a White Rose Dragon's effect to be able to go ahead and send the carrot to the graveyard. Aw, you're too sweet, Makara. Listen, thanks for making the stream be that much more enjoyable, my friend. I appreciate you, and I hope the rest of your shift goes well, my friend. Alright, going to go ahead and double back our set and end their turn. Can Heroes do the hero thing? Hey! True Nade! Normal summon the Vion. Vion on summon's gonna get the mill. Do we get to resolve the Poly search afterwards? So far not the ideal opener compared to last turn 1 hero play. Thank you. I basically just need to keep the kitchen clean and cook if people actually come in. Should be solid. Well, that's good. Hopefully, like, nobody comes in to need you to cook. That means you don't need as many killings. It stonks. Cyber Harpy or Scrap Dragon would be good. Level 8 option if no Boxia. I think Boxia is only if you play, like... I mean, Boxia is good if you're, like, playing the Yangzing package, because you could also climb from the Yazi to go ahead and summon and then get your spins. But I think Boxia isn't good if you're not playing any like worms in the main or Yangzings, because like from like the effect of Stygian Dirge to summon Boxia, you're not really going to get the effect. You only get Boxia spin effect if you go ahead and summon it off of like the Yazi, which requires like a level 1 tuner, or I guess if you're summoning with Yazi and a level 2 Rose Dragon from like Stygian Dirge, reducing both of them by 1. But at that point, you already have the Yazi, and you could just pop the Stygian Dirge, for example. So Scrap Dragon is really good because you could set Basil Rose Shoot to pop it, and then get a summon on top of that, which could lead to lethal lines with 2800 plus whatever you summon from the graveyard off of like Basil Rose Shoot. I think Cyber Slash isn't played. It's a good card, but I think that like it's just like it's just a good card, but it doesn't really add anything more than what the deck needs in general. So like Scrap Dragon at least like can further cement like both putting pressure on forcing out backer while also being able to like continue to extend their board. Alright, so Stratos milled and Stratos banished off of the Vion to add the Poly, using Poly to go ahead and fuse off the Liquid Soldier as well as the second Vion in hand. Had 2 Vion. Hopefully no dead Fantasies on top of it. Gonna go ahead and get to go ahead and draw 2, discard 1, discarding the Rhoda while adding Miracle Fusion from the deck to the hand. Both teams leadership this war, so they were like, alright folks, time to make this one interesting with a 9-9. True. This war makes me 5 years older. Every Rose mirror made me 5 years older. Individually. Alright. So Basil Rose Shoot was not used, so we have to assume that one of those back row is a Basil Rose Shoot. We've seen cards like Econ. If this is like a dead, what do you call it? If this is like a dead MST, for example, then this could be game on Trap's standpoint. But if this is like a impactful card, then this could be pretty scary. Family-friendly streamer now. Oh, true. Damn. I mean, dang. I said dang. Cut the VOD. Man, I've never seen somebody actually redeem that one before. Why? Yo, Dar, I thought we were homies. Have you met me? Alright, gonna go ahead and Miracle Fusion. Gonna go ahead and summon that second Sunrise. Gonna go ahead and set 2. Going to the battle phase. So, if both Sunrises are face up, then even though the SAMD is going to negate the first Sunrise's boost, the second Sunrise boost is going to let that first Sunrise be strong enough to still clear the SAMD. And it does go through. So this is potentially lethal, but Basil Rose Shoot is going to prevent that by summoning back. Likely Roxor's Dragon here. So it's still a duel. But if there's a Stygian Dirge here and no way to clear it, then it might not be as much of a duel. TTH one time. Haven't seen TTH from any of the Rose players thus far, but we'll see. A lot of people have been teching in more trap-heavy builds, so they could also tech in like Stygian Dirge for the mirrors and for like Mech Lords, those kind of matchups, and like playing cards like Compulse and Bottomless. The hero always wins in the end. No, hero actually lost, but they had a pretty good run because the hero was playing earlier. In case anyone missed. It's explaining the joke 101. Alright, into the Basil Rose Shoot. Gonna special summon to protect from lethal while getting to add from the deck to the hand. The Basil Rose Shoot. Okay, so there's a player on DLC Bandit's team. Their name is Hero, but it's like not Hero with an E. It's Hero with an I, so it could be confusing. Like, it might even just be Hyro, so I could just be completely wrong. But I'm pretty sure it's Hero, like the way they pronounce it. It could be, though. And then, so like they lost, which means that, you know, the hypothesis, which we've not disproven, is that heroes don't always win in the end. They sometimes actually lose in the middle. Okay, skill. Gonna go ahead and activate, sending the Blue Rose Dragon to the graveyard, so we can add White Rose Dragon to the hand. Wow, we gonna go ahead and normal summon the White Rose. Are we going to Dirge the Stygian? Gonna special summon from the graveyard the Rox Rose, allowing them to go ahead and add from deck to the hand the Blue Rose Dragon. Monkey Flip is here. It's Eldritch, but it's Duel Links. Stygian Dirge is here. Any econ take it to Scrap Dragons one more time? Either Heroes team will win or the hero player will win. So the hero will win in the God damn it, IC Gamer. Wait, aren't you doing like a GD tour run right now? What are you doing here? Trying to blow my shit up. Has the carrot and has the discard fodder with the Rudy Rose Witch, so is still able to threaten a level 8 sinker. We know that they have the Scrap Dragon. Goes into the Scrap Dragon now. Is it able to pull off its effect? No, it is not, because Book of Moon is here. Oh, that's rough. That was the one chance. If that backer was dead, Scrap Dragon popping Basil Shoot would have been clean. But unfortunately, it do not be the case. So, setting a back row, ending their turn. Back down to Trap. Wait, no cursing. I'm sorry. I forgot. I'm sorry. I don't even remember what I cursed. I cursed the team. That's what I did. I ruined their chances. Alright, Sunrise is going to attack into the Scrap Dragon using the other Sunrise effect to pop the Scrap Dragon. Scrap Dragon will pretend like it has a floating effect. And then we're going to go ahead and attack for 3,300. But Basil Rose Shoot is going to be like, ooh, may I please have a float? Special summon the Blue Rose Dragon. Destroying the Blue Rose Dragon to allow the Blue Rose Dragon to go ahead and special summon that Carrot King. Meanwhile, the Rox Rose is going to go ahead and add itself back to the hand. I have to wonder, there's no way we play more than one level 8 Synchro here. So does this come down to whether we top deck MST? And even then, is this back row going to be relevant as well? So leaving Sayuri with just 400 life points left and a dream. Setting a monster, setting a back row. When you hate to see it, ending their turn. Joseph Kenny, true Daru, man. Who Hardscaster, bro? I don't even know why I'm here. I literally like spent the whole stream asking, hey, so was that a repeat? Was that a repeat? Is this a repeat? By the way, this is a repeat. Alright, going straight to battle phase. Going to attack and destroy that blue rose. Infinite floats are here. I swear, that's a Basil Rose shoot. That's going to be ridiculous. Gonna go ahead and float into the World Heavyweight Champion. Gonna go ahead and attack into it. Still has 2 attacks. And just like that, Book of Moon is not enough. And Trap, the hero lord themselves, is going to be able to take it for Squirtle Squad with a 10-9 victory. I can love floodgates. GG. Dang. Heroes always winning. Mega Duel Extreme Win. I've been actually, every time I play Master Duels now, I've been like, anytime I go first, I've been just playing Duel Links. I actually have a scene now where you can see the Master Duels on the side, because like players take so long. So sort of getting back into it. Alright, the war is officially over. It was actually a really good war. Like a lot of back and forth. It started off with DLC Bandit having the lead for pretty much up until 6 points in, with Priest getting a really nice, just like clean sweep in the beginning, 4 wins in a row. But then it was just reversed after that, where I believe it was Razuya who was able to just like go ahead and just reverse sweep afterwards, tying the clans, and then just like Squirtle Squad was just like continuously staying in there. But then Sayuri was just like, hey, wait a minute, this has to be a war. So what do we see? We saw a good chunk of basically the majority being Mech Lords and Rose Dragons, and both did very well in the war today. Rose Dragons, there were a lot of Rose Dragons mirrors. I think definitely the most represented was Rose Dragons, but Mech Lords were really close. And the sweeping decks were Rose Dragons, I believe, on both sides, if I'm not mistaken. They were able to just like dominate with a huge amount of consistency and just like ability to sack, while also being able to control the board with like back row, and like even Weisel being able to stop like certain like important spells, was able to help control the tempo of the duel. Rose Dragons are Rose Dragons. We saw, I think, 2 Photon players. I believe so. And they basically did what Photon is expected to do, which is sack and then lose to a brick. And then sack again. We saw 1 DDD, and we didn't get to actually see it because, unfortunately, Senpai just set. So they didn't do anything. And then we saw 2 hero players, and hero unfortunately didn't do that well in the first like instance that we saw at this war. But with Trap, I believe they didn't do that well. I don't know if they actually got any wins, but I don't remember. But it's just be in my memory. But Trap was able to clutch it out at the end. So DLE, perfect timing. Have a good one, Valk. Let's see who's on. Let's see if anyone else from Team Words is on. Otherwise, we'll raid some homies. Alright, on that note, congratulations to Squirtle Squad for the win, and incredibly fun war. GG to all. What's up, Dish? Imagine going 5-2, then your team loses. Oh my god. Imagine like, you know, like literally you're like, alright, we're chilling. We got a lead. I'm gonna go nap, and you wake up in an hour and be like, so how was the victory? We celebrated? Alright, let me just confirm if there's anyone else from Team Wars, and if not, we'll go ahead and pass it on over. I was gonna rate Steven, but he had to go in COG early. Like, what in the... Alright. Free Duel Links entry from Duel Links Potato. You know what? I know we got GG Tour starting up, so everybody make sure you head on over to DLE right now. But if it's, I don't know, I mean, I don't even know if I have a choice for raid. I just realized I don't actually get to conduct the raid, so let me go message somebody. Alright, and while we wait on that, I'm going to just awkwardly sit here realizing that I said pretty much everything I wanted to say. When's the next war, though? Let's see. Let me take a look at the schedule right now. There should be one coming up soon. Well, let me take a look at the list that we have here. Alright. So, let's see. Never mind. I'm a liar. It's not coming up soon. I mean, there's going to be one today, but it's going to be at 10:15. Entertainment Player versus NT Sun. So, stay tuned. We're going to get another stream at 10. Can I get an autograph? Damn, yeah, Trav just fucking claps. Stand up. Oh man, like I said, I still remember when he just like swept a war 2 seasons ago when there was like only I think they were like down by 4. It was like ridiculous. My phone battery is in agreement with watching Twitch all day, but it's definitely made the day a lot better. I'm glad. I'm glad I managed to at least like stay like agreeable at least until the end of the war. So I hope the rest of your shift goes by quickly and get a charger. Charge. We still got a farm for the Duel Links event. Rosalia went 6-2. What deck were they using? Oh my god, my brain is so bad. If the raid doesn't go in and I'm able to check the VOD real quick, you'll be able to take a look at the VOD though, even if the raid goes in, to see like what deck was being played. But let me see if I could take a look right now. I think they were using Mech Lords though, but let me check right now. Yeah, Mech Lords from Razuya. They were clapping. Alright. I guess in the meantime, since we're waiting on the raid to start, go into room replays. For anyone who wants to see some Razuya footage. This is just a replay for anyone that's wondering.
俺の気候艇でじっくりいたぶってやろう。
私は知りたいの。だから、ここで立ち止まるわけにはいかない。
デュエル。俺のターン。モンスターを召喚。モンスター効果発動。俺はモンスターを特殊召喚。見るがいい。モンスターを特殊召喚。モンスター効果発動。悪いが少々暴れさせてもらうぜ。手札から魔法カード発動。俺はモンスターをエクシーズ召喚。モンスター効果発動。永続魔法気候喪失を発動。カードをセット、カードをセット。ターンエンド。さあ生き残りたければ 必死にサーキットを描け。
私のターン。ドロー。私の新しい力。モンスターを通常召喚。モンスター効果発動。私はモンスターを特殊召喚。モンスター効果発動。
甘いぞ。リバースカードだ。トラップ発動。
カードを伏せるわ。カードを伏せるわ。カードをセット。私はターンを終了するわ。
俺のターン。ドロー。モンスター効果発動。モンスターを召喚。モンスター効果発動。モンスターを特殊召喚。いでよ。モンスターを特殊召喚。モンスター効果発動。見るがいい。モンスターをエクシーズ召喚。見るがいい。モンスターを特殊召喚。
リバースカード。
悪いが
トラップカード発動。
俺はモンスターバトル。
I think I remember this now. I think they actually lose this duel. Let me speed it up. I figure if we're not able to get the raid set up by the end of this replay, then I'll just go ahead and end stream. But we got a few homies streaming right now. We got DLE starting their GG tour. We got Duel Links Potatoes doing a tournament as well. Free entry tournament at 1 PST, which I think is in about half an hour from now. So if anyone wants to join that, we got Old Fish Stick, the ultimate homie with the sick animation skills. And we have people that I don't know, but that doesn't make them any less valuable. Oh, wait, no. We do win this. All right, let's go. I mean, I should have known because, like, Mecklers are on the bottom. But, all right. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to set up the raid, so I apologize. But thank you, everyone, for coming through. Thank you for everyone that raided us. And thank you for everyone that just came along and was along for a ride and helped us vibe. So, this was me. I am axmang0, and I'm going to go leave now. Take care.